Hello and welcome. It is Trucking Answers Monday live show. It's 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time here in beautiful Lafayette, Indiana, world headquarters. And it's going to be a great day today like it is every day. Remember that I-70 Colorado truck accident? Well, trial has begun. I'm surprised. I thought there'd be some kind of settlement or something. But anyhow, slow rolling in Ohio. Ooh, yeah, they have something to say about that. Interstate travel passport, the government has something to say about that. Crete gives a pay bump. Is this true? There's usually some Crete drivers. I'll tell you what they say drivers make, and you tell me. Postal truck does a U-turn and gets canceled by, when they used to cancel stamp. I shouldn't say that now, I guess. How about it gets obliterated? It was really something. And some stocks and fuel prices, Dogecoin, of course. All those kind of things. I want to thank George H.W. Bush for being here first today. Let's see what we're doing here today. So let's see, where am I? It's 12:30 as we go along, and it's a beautiful day. Wolfman is here. Flat Highway is here. Hello. Thank you for being here. Daycab Gear Jammer is here. Good morning. Cash is King Trucking is here. Oh, hello there. George Wilson is here. We're underrated and burdened with ridiculous directives. That is true. That's certainly true. Stan Dodge listens through his ear hole and watches through your eye hole. That's pretty awesome. Probably the ear hole is better. Certainly. The co-host is here, but she has fallen asleep. She tried to stay awake, but that only lasted around 5 minutes. So she's sleeping on the couch on her blanket over there. She may wake up later at some point to bite me. Trucker Hershey loaded 8 small rolls of metal. Really? What do? They just sit on the floor? I've seen them, some of them, banded to a pallet, that kind of thing. Those would be all right. 43,000 are not exactly small rolls. Guess who I saw at the truck stop, Trucker Hershey? Dread Pirate Trucker. Really? Where'd you drag him up from? Is he still driving? He had a 2-hour discussion. That would be something. And yeah, did you comment in the dirt pit? Put all your comments in the dirt pit. All right, oh, that's classic. It's like going back classic days of YouTube, which would have been like 2 years ago. The Grumpy Trucker's checking in. Hello, Kelly Patterson is here. What's going on? Flat Highway, late. That's all right. We're usually a little bit late here, trying to keep on time. Roger Penske is here. Well, here's right. I do try to be on time. It does show on time. It takes time for. We're going to blame the internet. So a big race week at IMSSCCA. That is some kind of car racing. I know that for sure. All right, so I got that one down. Good morning. Happy Monday, Paul Vines. Hello from the Korean Mafia going down with the James blown. Doing a 34 at the Pilot in Decatur, Illinois, Flat Highway. How is that? Is that a great looking Pilot? Does it look super good in there? Illinois pilots are known for being wonderful. Luke got new steer tires, riding good. Yeah, if they don't balance them, boy, I hate that. But when they're both new, oh, it's so nice when they get going. Kansas Pucci is here. Good day. Hello there. Hey, gang, dropped off the Swift flatbed for the last time. Bought a rig, road float. All right. Well, that's pretty good. Bought a rig. What are you going to do with that? Are you going to get your own authority? Are you going to lease it on? What is going to be the story? And, of course, we want to know what that is. John Hooser Horizon Sweet Martin. Well, you know what? He's an author, and he founded Success Magazine, among many other things, and has many, many books and articles. Of course, when you found a magazine, you can write your own articles, but he founded Success Magazine. So that's who he is. How about that? Art, howdy, hello. Crying with Cooper is here. Hello there. Ken P., congratulations on being first G.W. Bush. Your prices, you get to ask Mark where he works. That's pretty awesome. Said I haven't had my proper allotment of roller wieners. It is disappointing. I recommend 5 a day. That's what 9 out of 10 doctors recommend. Creature 937 Garage Door Trucker. Hey, how's things? Things are going great as always. Ryan Walker, I made it late as always. At least you're here. We'll take it. The Fond Raiser. Fond like cooking? Would I be able to get a used semi-truck and drive it to work every Monday so I don't have to stay in a hotel? I don't know. Where do you work? I mean, if you bought the truck, I guess you can drive it wherever you want. Is it worth it, though? Buy an RV and sit it there. Cash King Trucking got my miles and my delivery done for the day. So now I'm officially on strike. That's what I'm going to start calling my 10-hour break. Well, they're doing a slow roll in Ohio, so you'll have to go out and be on strike slowly, I guess. Which, ironically, they'd have to log. So maybe all those guys could be checked. If you're driving even slowly, that's logged time. So Retro Maniac. Oh, they're going to say PC, though, I suppose. I'm on the Schaefer side or Crete, and they absolutely raised pay. They did raise pay. I agree with that. They've also bumped the speed. That's right. I should say that. 68 on the cruise. All right. And they're going to do most of that over the air. That's part of your raise. What they actually said, and this is a quote from Crete. Okay. This is what I was curious about. I know they raised their pay. I believe that. The top 50% of their drivers. Okay. So half the drivers make $1,998 a week average gross. That's what Crete says. So I'm curious if that's the case. So that means some drivers are making more than that, $2,200. So top 50% make $1,998, 68 on the cruise. This is what they said, 68 on the cruise, 65 on the pedal. So why is the Ryder Cup not called Ryder? Because it's sponsored by Ryder, the company. They've sponsored golf stuff for years. That's why it's the Ryder Cup, not a Ryder Cup. So, what happened to Bubba the Love Sponge? Oh, wasn't he some kind of guy on the radio? Right, I remember that. Night Ranger. Going to try ABST Truck. Accounting Services located in Golden, Colorado. All right, American business, whatever. Yeah. It's bad there's no lizards here and there's a place that eats carpet. Oh, that stinks. I mean, if you're going to be there 34 hours, right? I mean, you got $5 to burn. Wow. Did I miss a sponsor? No. This week's sponsor. This week we are sponsored by the Addams Family Cereal. Yes. Addams Family Cereal. Be sure to get yourself a box at a store near you. If you can find any cereal, if truck drivers are bringing anything to the stores. Meyer, some of the shelves yesterday vacated. So that's not great. Addams Family Cereal. That's pretty funny. I couldn't believe they had a cereal. I like Noam Chomsky. I wonder who that is. Getting loaded in Louisiana. I'm going to be dirty when I'm done. Yes, Roger Moore. That happens. I told this place I delivered to the Roller Arena Monday, and they asked if we were gay. Luke, tell them, look, hey, this is 2021. None of their business. That's what I'd tell them. Chris, I saw the greatest, not that there's anything wrong with it, as we heard on Seinfeld. I saw the greatest billboard ever the other day. It was a picture of Joe Biden wearing a turban and holding an RPG. It said, making the Taliban great again. Wow, did somebody pay for a billboard for that? That's pretty impressive. That's pretty good. In America, you can do that. Try that in another country, everybody who hates this place. I use stars, right? Life starts now. I'm not having a good time at GP Transco. My dispatcher can barely speak English. I'll try and get another dispatcher. I say that at any place, right? Tell us Texas, Texaco. I love it. Go Texaco. That'd be pretty good. It's sitting for 4 hours without a load. I don't like optimized idle. I agree with that. I don't like it. From what I understand, though, at least most of the new trucks or a lot of the new trucks are getting an EPU on them. So you'll get to idle quietly, and then it will only start to charge the batteries. 4 hours, I mean, is not great, but not as, some places. Look, call them up. There must be a boss there. It's a big place. By the way, I'll be there in 2 weeks. I can go yell at him for you if you want. I'll be at GP Transco in 2 weeks. But, call him up and go, what are we doing here? And I wouldn't care what he called Texas as long as he gave me a load. I miss Butler. I shouldn't have left. You shouldn't have left Butler. It's supposed to be home till the 30th. Looked at the Qualcomm, and there's a load picking up today. Hello, planner. Meet the driver manager. Yeah, I don't understand why there's a planner and a manager and all this. Once it keeps going down the list, you can't get where you need to be. I've had my truck, and by the way, sometimes GP Transco is in the chat. They're not here yet today, but if they're in here, go ask them what the story is. It's supposed to be, let's see, I've had my truck 4 days and only run 900 miles. All right, that isn't great. That, I'd be on the phone with somebody about that. Probably the bottom 50% because I'm not making that. Retro. Look, that's what they said. Top 50% makes $19.98 a week, gross. Okay, because people always say, is that take home? Everybody would take home a different amount. That's gross money, $19.98. So I'm just curious if that's the case. $2,000, look, that's not bad money, right? Okay. Creek got another 5 cents. Yes, and they're also 68 on the cruise, 65 on the pedal. That's what they said. The fundraiser. I did have a YouTube channel called The Fundraiser so I could advertise for people who need money. Oh, fond is, a cooking term. That's what I thought that was. Do not hoard toilet paper from Costco. Costco is having a limit on paper products right now. So I have my regular hoard here. I'm probably got 4 to 5 months here, so no problem. Gas is king. My pronoun is driver. But remember, you can change it if you want to. And there's no problem with that. Addams Family Cereal doesn't bite back. Oh, very good. See, I was more of a Munsters kind of person. Cooper is a truck driver. Tim is my dog. Okay, fair enough. Remember to put a condiment on your wiener. Yeah, like some of them are really, condimenty. Like, let's see, where'd this one go? Like this one, I mean, this one's what you call a full load right there. That's a full load right on that one. Some are more dry. You don't necessarily like that kind. Speaking of Bubba the Love Sponge, Josh, how does he get in on it? Currently hosts a radio show on the other streaming that rhymes with which. Oh, okay. Well, we can say it, I guess, right? He was a radio personality. Wasn't he with somebody else? I never really listened to it. I heard the sound of it. The name. I remember the name. Took my video down because it didn't get many views. It won't get views if you don't leave it up. Okay. Here's a YouTube tip. If you want to do that, figure your first 50 videos are not going to get any views. So just start out planning on that. You're going to have to continually put up content that relate back to your channel. That's why 90% of YouTube channels don't even have 1,000 subscribers. They have less than that, almost every channel. So because people put a few up and quit. So if that's what you want to do, you're going to have to commit to it and continue to do it constantly. A politician put up 18 of billboards. That's very good. I love it. That is America right there. Life starts now. Call it Mario. Okay, whoever that is there. Yeah, look, if there is a problem at any company, wherever you are, and it's a bigger place, go right up the chain. As soon as you're having problems, don't let them sit you, because people that don't say anything, they don't do anything for you. It's kind of the squeaky wheel thing. Or a squeaky fifth wheel. Fleet Nav Systems is here. Happy Monday, not long. Busy this year, yeah, with all the updates. Hope you're having a good week. We're doing great here. Fleet Nav Systems. It's probably snowing by you. I see it was snowing in Wyoming. Geotab experts going on over there. If you have some kind of Geotab question. I'm still in dark mode, so still happy. Dispatcher's great, $2,000 a week. That's what we're talking about. Right. At any place, you have a dispatcher problem, maybe you just need to switch dispatchers. Seriously, no matter where you are, 5 trucks, 300, 5,000 trucks. Always try to work it out first. Life starts now. I have a 2021 truck, fancy. It's optimized idle and an EPU, but it starts to stops all night. Really, I'm surprised about that. That EPU should run you the night or most of the night. Maybe have the batteries checked on it. I mean, seriously, because it's only supposed to start a few times during a 34-hour break, 3-4 times. So it should run close to the night, close to it. Better than my dispatcher shows up with a Jerry curl. All right, better zap that cap. A brand new $200 baseball jersey, sweet. And matching powder blue Bear Air Jordans. Can say he isn't going to get dirty today. That's the way to do it. All right. I try not to wear my Airs to work either. The good news is they decided to do repairs on the trailer I'm pulling. Bad news, they came whizzing in to do that as I was hooking up, John. We're here. That's the thing. You call them when you could be there 2 hours, and they were like, oh, we're here already. They come right around the corner. I've been seeing this Taliban Joe billboard all over the place. Must have seen 10 of them. Really? I haven't seen one here. And we have, is this electronic? Because we've got these electronic billboards here. I know from looking into billboards, you can buy only one part, or you can buy the whole country. So they could put it up everywhere. Yeah. Frankenberry and Count Chocula. Was it part of that? I don't think so. I think it was its own kind of thing. Was it Lowe's purchased 6 rolls of paper towels for $20? You're not going to be able to get this stuff here again pretty soon, because as this news gets out more and more, people are going to hoard more and more of it, like I did, right? Although I only got one pack, I got a big pack of toilet paper, so there's still plenty at the store. But I'll tell you, they were about out of cat food, so Cat was getting a little nervous. Brian, I'll be back shower time finally. All right, finally. At least it's Monday already. That's what I'm thinking. Look, I'm happy when I hear anybody's taking a shower. Was he with Stern? But I thought he had a woman. I can't think of her name that was on there on the Howard Stern show. Full load is extra at the manhole. Dry load is a refund. Depending which door you go through. It's like, let's make a deal. You have 3 doors. Full load, door 1. Dry load, door 2. Door 3, who knows what it could be, a zonk. Company worth mentioning, probably nobody knows what that is Westside Transport in Cedar Rapids. Westside. Short and long haul, many ways to go. Drivers will have to visit their website to check them out. Check out Westside. Only go to the west side of the country. I don't think that's true. Hi, Mark, and everyone wonder what tanker you guys recommend. Mark is still debating about Trimac. Yeah, what about Trimac? I was going to say, how about that? How about also like Gemini or pilot transport, that kind of thing. So fuel to truck stops, that seems to be an always around the clock thing. I think Bubba the Love Sponge is only trying to get the sight of Hulk Hogan's wiener out of his mind. Did that? Yeah, that was a big disaster. I think that made the news. Raul, I'm a pilot flying jet fuel driver. There we go. Grossing $2,500 a week and net $1,800 in Bakersfield. All right, so you're one of the few drivers out there that can actually make a living. So pilot, but busy, right? So, and aren't you mostly home every day at pilot delivering the fuel? I have 1,000 subs because one boring video got 3 million views. So, all right, there you go. So keep, if YouTube is something you want to do, like anything else, you have to keep doing it. So I do get letters like that occasionally. Mark, I've put up 4 videos and there's nobody watching my channel. And I'm looking and it's like been in the last 8 months. They put 4 videos. I'm like, well, there may be a connection. Well, I don't have time to do more than that. I said, well, you're not going to be able to be successful at it if you don't have time to do it. Can't be a success at something you're not doing. So there you go. George Wilson, who do you drive for? Well, I don't ever get that question, which is good. So for new people, the show goes every Monday at 12:30 p.m. There'll be a couple of interesting shows coming up in the next 2 weeks. 12:30 Eastern, but I just keep the company out of the videos, and I think everybody should do that. Unless you're recruiting for your own company, which I don't really recommend, keep them out of your videos. One wrong move and kaboomo, you're kaboshed. So that keeps them out of the videos, and I don't recruit for them. Although I could, I'm not going to, and let them do all their own recruiting. Al Johns, what's happening? How's it going down there? Donkey Bite, this is why we live in the best timeline, that Mark is a young, hip social media expert. Well, yes, young and hip. I don't know about social media expert, but I'll tell you this. When you post 4 videos in 8 months and then complain to me that you don't have any views, I mean, there may be some kind of connection to that. It's going to have to be a constant thing. And a lot of drivers just don't have the time to do that. I argue with people all the time on Twitter about stuff like that. Surprisingly. Wonder what a roller arena would look like with Alfredo cheese sauce as the condiment. Well, fortunately, I was not able to find a picture of that. So, Mark is, where did I see? A lease operator for Variant. Roger Moore. I have questions out to Variant. I put the same questions out to them that I've been writing. I've written a number of places now with these questions that I want answers to. Variant is running tons of ads here for drivers, and it says we are transparent with you. Just ask us, because they'll comment back to everybody in their ad. We're being transparent. Our drivers make 60% more than the industry average. Bingo. I wrote them a letter. I go, what exactly number is that? What is 60% more than the average? And I also wrote them my 5 questions. Do you use the Greyhound? Do drivers get their own room? I'm waiting for response. I'm giving all companies a week before they get a video about it. So, but they're the ones that say, hey, check us out. We're transparent with drivers. All right, answer my questions. Retro Maniac. Trucking companies are like beautiful women winking at us. We decide to date one and find she's all wink and no substance. All right. Don't just date someone that winks at you. I'll tell you that. Found that out, right? So, yes, I know I make at least $1,800 a week unless I go home and stay 4 days. Yeah, I mean, that's really good. I mean, certainly 18 with time, no problem. 3 years ago, this would have been, people would have been saying, no way is that possible. It's possible. A flat highway, I got the number of the VP at my company. He said it's an open door policy, so I got him to give me a cell number. Yeah. Oh, that's very good. We should write to the top people and say, oh, open door to anybody? What's your number? They go to the door is open. The phone is closed. Captain Cleaner Weiner. To save toilet paper, I'd take a no wiper. Be sure to put the paper back on the roll. Just give it to the next person. Just left Indianapolis, Wolfman. All right. You coming this way or are you going a different way? Does anyone know why Natty Daddy's in short supply? I don't know what that is. Is that a candy bar from another part of the country? Eddie, howdy, what's happening? I managed to get a picture of that billboard. I'll email it. Chris, yeah. Where is it? Also, where'd you see it? Feed the dog to the cat. I don't know how you would do that. Can we get a double kitty break today? Yeah, we can go see what's going on over here today. We can do Betsy right here. How about Betsy? Oh, I just love that cat. It's all perfectly black except for its whiskers. I love how cats have weird, and they always have these long whiskers. I don't know. I'm just a cat person. Betsy. House fire 41 in Indiana. Where's that happening? Robin Givens was on Howard. Robin Givens. That was her name. Right. Robin Givens. I didn't really listen to him. I would listen to Mancow in the morning a lot in Chicago. I would do that. And Bob and Tom some also. Afternoon all. So why do drivers try to blow your doors off in a construction zone with narrow lanes that can't control their trailer and start going into your lane and take your hood off? Pigpen. Well, I don't know, but I've solved that problem. If there's two narrow lanes, which I've made a number of comments about this, and no shoulder, I'll take the middle of the two lanes. Two 10-foot lanes and no shoulder, you're not passing me. I'm going to go in the middle of the lanes just because of this. It's always some idiot that cannot keep on their side of the line. And I'm not chancing that. I need to make sure I have a way out from the Smith system. All right. And if you're next to me, there's nowhere to go. So you're not going to pass me. If it's two lanes and no shoulder, you know, they have barriers down both sides, two 10-foot lanes. We're going the speed limit through there. Okay. Everybody can sit back there if they don't like it. I'm sorry about that. But because nobody can drive, we have to take both lanes for safety. AKAFU. So is anybody shutting down a protest? Well, they came out in Ohio and said, today's supposed to be the Ohio slowdown. Okay. Somebody in Ohio, one of the police prosecutor people said, hey, you slow the roads down or shut a highway down here, it's a felony. We'll drag everybody out of their truck and arrest everybody and tow your truck away. That's what he said. I love it. I've always said do not block the highways, right? It's unsafe and it doesn't do any good. What the heck are you doing? There's always somebody out protesting something, though. People have tons of time to complain and protest and no time to do things, to improve their own life. So I don't know about that, but haven't seen any shutdowns, but Ohio's going to arrest everybody, and I'm all for it. Cash King Truck, I'm going to shoot the video of these 1 million Heinz ketchup packages dumped in the Loves here and send it to you for the truck stop. All right, 1 million. You know what? You should take those. Those are like 3 cents a piece on eBay. 1 million. Who would dump those? That's something you could take home and fill that drawer. Everybody's got a drawer full of all the condiment packets. Yeah, Lifestars now save them at ketchup, no doubt. You should take that and save it. Greetings, drivers. Sorry I'm late. The Greyhound was really slow getting you to destination, Columbia, Georgia. That's the thing. Oh, by the way, Greyhound is for sale. I saw that. So I don't know who you contact about that, but the company that owns it, it's some foreign company, by the way, owns it, and they're selling it. Turns out they don't make any money. Nobody's taking the Greyhound. I guess people have an idea that being packed into a bus full of 50 other people for 3 days is not so. It's not worth the $29. If your company wanted you to do a show with them, would you? No, I would not. I have done a couple of videos for them though. When we got the automatic fifth wheel release trucks, I did that for them. I did an ELD video for them. So I have a couple of videos that I've done for them, but I'm not doing a video with them. Because then they're going to look at all the other videos and go, hey, you can't have these other 10 things up here. We're friends with this company or whatever. Forget that. I might need to be eating that ketchup. My next check is going to be $300. I'm telling you. Pick that phone up and gripe at them about that. I don't get those kind of letters from them, so let's get on the horn with them. Raul, yes, sir, I'm home daily. That's what I thought. 70 hours, free coffee. Oh, that's good. Fountain drinks and a $10 meal. Lunch, that's pretty good too. I'll take that. So they feed you basically. And 60 to 70 hours home every day. $2,500. I mean, when I see that kind of job, I always wonder why people are gone for $1,500 or $1,800 when you could be home for $2,500. That kind of thing is always curious to me. You know, when there's this kind of disparity. The idea, I think, of being gone is it should pay more than local jobs. You're giving up more of your life. Drivers need to charge more to be gone because more of your life is gone at the work. So if you can get $2,500 to be home, road ought to pay $3,500 really to be gone at least. Door 3 was matching his and her donkeys. Yes, sometimes when they had that guy riding the cart. That's good. Crying with Cooper, when is the GP visit? Well, the GP visit is going to be, let's see if I had it right here. We're going to be live on location on Monday, October 11th at 11:30 a.m. Central Time. I'll do the show live at its regular time from GP Transco. We'll also be Monday, October 4th at 6 p.m. Central on location at Dot Transportation in Mount Sterling, Illinois. So we'll do a Q&A for them also. So that should be a lot of fun too. And that show, which is next Monday, the live show will be live on the way. So I'm going to leave early, stop at a truck stop, probably Jacksonville, Illinois, is what I'm looking at. There's a Love's there before the turnoff to go to Dot. And I will do the live show from the car, probably an abbreviated show, maybe a truck walk around, but at the scheduled time, 12:30 Eastern, and then head up to Dot for the day. And so that should be a blast. And I hope everybody will be on for those shows. And ask all your questions to Dot and GP Transco while we're there. Dot is going to have some higher ups there, maybe some really high ups there. So we'll see who gets on the show. It's going to be a lot of fun. So there. Let's see, where did I go off to here? We're at the pilot in Toledo. He's driving again. Greetings from Arkansas City. Really? So I would like to know where Dread Pirate is driving again. Arkansas City, Kansas, 60 viewers and 14 likes. Nice. Are there any viewers in Europe can explain European trucking? Sometimes. Why do you have to buy breathalyzer kits? Wow, they have to buy their own? Considering one of the Ford Mavericks, it's so small, though. Go look at, they're just hitting dealerships now. My dealership doesn't have one. I looked yesterday. But they are really small, really small. Good day, what's the topic? So I got a few things going on here today, like this. Remember that accident on I-70? Oh, yeah. I-70 in Colorado last year where that guy allegedly ran a bunch of people over. That trial started Friday. I thought for sure they'd take a plea. No. Trial was started on Friday. Faces around 40 charges and decades in prison. Don't you have to run it like every 10 minutes like Cash King Trucking? Yeah. Every 10 minutes live over there, right? To live show every 10 minutes at Cash King Trucking. Please go check that out. Probably did a couple lives already here this morning. Number one, I order, you take number two. Hey, Betsy. Yeah, Betsy's on there. I love that cat. Those little white whiskers sticking out. Did a girl who just winked at me and found out she just had minor Tourette's syndrome. Yeah, I mean, hopefully dated. I saw the Biden billboard on I-76 West in Harrisonburg. YouTube is a numbers game. Cash King Trucking got 400 recorded videos and over 200 live shows. If you want it, you got to work for it. Cash King Trucking, exactly. Just like anything else in life, right? Oh, people hate to hear that. You know, here's the thing. Here's a real tip, right? People will work a job 40 or 50 years just to retire from it. You want to be successful in anything, put 4 or 5 years into something and really, really put something into it, something you really love. I posted that on Twitter yesterday and got some grief. Mark, I can't just do things I love. I got to make money. Well, design a life first and then go figure out how to make money. People always go get a job and then try to figure out their life around it. Okay, go the other way with it. Is Extreme Upper 30s considered young? Yes, it absolutely is. Still reading Teen Beat magazine, listening to all the hottest tunes like BTS and all the other fancy new stuff. Got to head out. Fleet Nav Systems, it's good to see you. Chris saw the billboard on the PA Pike. All right, in Bedford. All right, so there's one over there too. All Volvo drivers are slow rolling. Yeah, with their headlights that are all weird. I heard this is where the cool people were hanging out. This is it. We snap our fingers, and when you're a jet, you're always a jet. And I got my pack of smokes rolled up in my T-shirt. Nothing will change until the ATA joins a shutdown. Yeah, that's not going to happen. All right, those trucks are never going to shut down. Chris Spear getting his $1.3 million salary. He doesn't care. Do you remember a radio guy named Kevin Matthews in Chicago? He was on the Loop. Yeah, 98, the Loop 98. I didn't really listen to the Loop that much, right? Kevin Matthews, I do remember. I've always been a slower music kind of person. Look, I still have 71 saved on the satellite. That's the Sinatra channel. So that's kind of where I am on that. Neil Diamond. But I do remember the Loop. I had a T-shirt, but I think everybody did. George Costanza, shortages all over the country are so many key items. It's almost like paying people not to work results in people not working. Exactly. Well, here's the thing. I was talking to them at Meijer yesterday. So I'm in Meijer as normal in the morning. There's no cash registers open. It's only self-service. And there's one person serving like 12 self-service lanes. And I'm like, why are there no registers? She goes, well, people don't come in. And then even if they do, they quit. I go, well, they need to raise the pace. She goes, look, I'm going to tell you, I've been here 3 years. I get $13.70 an hour. I said, that's ridiculous. $14.70 is on the sign at McDonald's. All right, so they need to bump the pay if they expect to get people in. It's as simple as that. I told her, look, I'm not going to be able to come in. I'm not going to ring all my stuff up like this. I hate doing it, so don't like it at all. I've got an Amazon delivery at my house yesterday, and on Sunday, my mailbox. I had to redeliver the package to the next street over. Look, they got it most of the way. You got to give them that. Nobody ever has a drawer full of ketchup packets. Really? I thought everybody. It's not just ketchup. I mean, there's a drawer of every different kind of packet. Every sauce from every restaurant within 20 miles of your house, there should be packets in there. Hello, Mark. Currently in Texas. Ping below. That's going to take me home. Nice. That's the way to do it. I'm not playing about the ketchup packets. I'm going to estimate there's 1 million of them. That's incredible. I'm figuring you just like one case of them. Who throws that many out? I don't eat or drink things I've been laying on the ground at the truck stop. Well, they're hermetically sealed. Ever since I thought I was going to get free orange-flavored Gatorade. There's probably some of that to go with the ketchup. I have a funny cat animation for you. Oh, I love cat animations because you're having to pay the bills of being local, car insurance. Most people have those things anyway, family health, all that stuff. Most people that are over the road, though, do not live in their truck. When I only find very few people that are living in their truck. Now, I'll agree with you on this one, George Costanza, right? If you live in the truck, absolutely. Live in that truck. Just have a cell phone. Don't even have a car. Rent a car when you come home. But most people that are on the road, they have a house. They have a car. Heck, there's gigantic pickup trucks. They'll sit a $90,000 truck at work. We've got a team. One guy, he just bought a Gladiator, okay, brand new. It's sitting there. It's going to sit there. It's covered with dust, right? Brand new. So most people that are on the road have these same bills, though. If you can have the bills, go home and enjoy them. If you're going to be on the road, then I agree with you. So the Taliban billboards were paid for former Senator Scott Wagner. They're all in Pennsylvania. All right. Possibly related to the other Wagner. That's why being local is horrible and having a bunch of leeches is terrible. You have to break your back to support other people. I don't know about leeches. It depends. I may make less than a local guy, but I guarantee I have more money. That could be possible. Yeah. Have you seen the videos on BL trucking? No, BL. My paycheck a few weeks ago was $2,200 for 1 week. They took $700 in taxes and 401k. Well, you still did pretty good. There are VL trucking videos. That would be right. Showing dispatchers and planners are skimming money. That's probably true. There's a lot of companies that do that. So it's a possibility. I don't know anything about the place, but is it a Chicago-based 1099 company? Maybe Sir England could buy the Greyhound and drop all the people at the terminal. Oh, that's good. They could run it just like, Western runs their own motel. So maybe they could buy Greyhound, and then they could fleece all the other companies to charge them to get the people in. He's live streaming himself watching your stream. That's pretty awesome. I should stream myself looking on the side there. It's Mr. Plow. Hey, Mark, just popping in. Can't stay. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's good to see you anyways. Thank you for being here. Backwards, hit the like button. I appreciate that. Oh, the Colorado driver had to maintain residency in Denver because he was from Cuba. No, he's actually a resident of Houston from what is said. He is a Cuban citizen on a green card, working here legally. His attorney made sure to point out. And he's a resident of Houston, but he's currently in Colorado now facing trial. I thought with all those charges, they must have talked to him about a plea, and he's like, forget it. So his attorney says, look, there was a problem with the truck. That's why he couldn't hit the brakes. Although my problem with it is he passed a couple of ramps that he could have gone on. That's my real problem with it. If there was a truck problem, he should have hit the ramp. Since he didn't, he chose to go down there. So that's a problem. Backwoods, glad to catch the live, brother. I hope all is well. It's always good here. Every day you wake up is another great day. Keep that in mind. John, fly me to the moon. Yes. Whenever I went to New York City, I'd always be singing New York, New York whenever I crossed the GW Bridge. And I used to cross it on the bottom because I like looking through all the holes in the road that you could see the water. You can't do that anymore on a truck, but that was always great. I always tried to take the bottom. John's, that's ironic. Hiring another driver to fill my roster. All right, I'm sure one will quit as soon as I hire a new one. That's how it goes, right? What do the drivers there want? I mean, ask them all. Ask every one of them. You should set up a page with a private survey where they can answer the survey privately and ask them, what do they want? What is it that is the thing? Companies just throw stuff at the wall and hope something sticks. Ask the people. Listing in Alabama, Chicken Hall. I got a letter Saturday from the insurance company for a guy that hit me saying, send them any medical bills. I did get a shot on my back, but workers' comp paid. It's been 5 months. Nice. That's unusual for them to offer. Tell them your neck is starting to hurt. No packets. Yeah, we have a condiment drawer at work, but not at home, Chicken Hall. You got to keep one at home because you never know when you need to go fish through there when they don't bring you the right stuff. You can't use one condiment from another place. That's you can't cross condiments like that. It's like crossing swords. Cash King Trucking, goodness. Time to pay your dues, you scallywags. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you. Be sure to head over there every 10 minutes for live shows and all the latest trucking news. Kevin Matthews started in Grand Rapids, WLAV. Yeah, that name is familiar, though, from the Loop. 98.9, the Loop. It was 98 something, 97.9. 98, the Loop, right. Gladiator looked like Russell Crowe. Yeah, he's got some white Gladiator sitting over there now, and I thought, man, what's the point of buying, a $50,000 pickup, in quotes, basically, for that thing, and then being gone? And he said, well, it won't get any miles put on it. Last I heard. So I thought, okay, that's a good idea. Roger Moore, goodness, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Was Talk Like a Cat pirate the other day, so that worked out really good, too. I steal Miracle Whip package from the gas station. I hate mayonnaise. Hit the like button, Cash Skin Trucking. Have you ever seen a movie about gladiators? Oh, very good. That is a nice reference right there. You like movies about gladiators? Prepaid legal to the rescue. Yeah, oh, exactly. Smashed it with your cat paw. 10-wheelers only. Nice. I-70 in Denver, a sign saying not to exit the highway if you have no brakes. Well, they're truck ramps. I'm saying there are exit, I don't mean exit ramps. I mean the truck ramps for that kind of purpose, right? Don't exit because you go down and there's a stop sign, right? I agree with that. This guy missed a couple of ramps, though, and killed a bunch of people and injured a lot more people. I really thought there'd be a plea. There still could be before the end of the case, because there are a lot of charges. My estimate, 5 years. That's what I think he'll plead to, a couple of charges and 5 years. Otherwise, he may not get out of prison, or not till he's really old. John Cash is King has the cash. I don't understand that people don't maintain the truck. It only hurts you when you break down and it costs you mileage. This guy that I work with is 50,000 miles overdue for a PM. Look, they do that here. Look, I've gone over 100,000 miles before the truck got an oil change. I tell them, because they put a little sticker in the corner like Jiffy Lube or any of these other places, and they're busy. They go, we're busy. I'm like, okay, it's your truck. I don't care. So, it's gone over 100,000 on an oil change here. I don't know what to tell you. If you own it, look, I'd be all about it, if it had to do that kind of stuff. But I don't know. That's why I'm a little leery about buying an old company truck. McDonald's $15 an hour, and they will still get your order wrong. They will. It doesn't say that your order will be correct. It just says that that's what they pay the people to start, including a meal also. Jeff got family and good friends at Forward Air. They're company team drivers, and they got a pay increase from 65 to 72. That's the way to do it. More money, but that isn't the complaints I normally get from people. Sometimes, but money is usually not it. Companies keep throwing money at drivers, and those aren't the reasons people quit, at least not when they write to me. They don't say, oh, we got to get more money. Oh, Ken P., goodness, my scallywag dues are paid. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Dues are in for you, right. It's just me, or does Biden look more and more like an unwrapped mummy? Nice. There was a video I saw that said, old man yells at you about problems, so pretty funny. James Bond has the money, too, when you drive an Aston. I'm in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, getting loaded on my way to Lancaster. That's a pretty good load. What's in Sioux Falls to load? I mean, corn? I don't know what's up there. I know it's a really winter menu, but can I count Vienna sausage if you eat enough of them? You got to put more in there, though, in the bun, What if he was Jake breaking down and lost air and a shaft broke? It's a possibility, okay? What his lawyer is saying is that the brakes failed on his truck. The problem is they can't inspect the truck. It was completely ruined in the fire. There's literally nothing left to it. It melted. The engine block melted. I guess the road, they said at some point it was 2,500 degree fire. There's nothing left to the truck, just a frame. So they can't inspect everything. So I don't know. The lawyer says, well, we have ways to prove that there was a failure. So we'll see what he says in court. Start a petition to move the Loves from Whitestown to Lafayette. Oh, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Let's move that up here. The problem is, where would all those Amazon drivers park? There's 8 million bobtails parked there. So I don't know how that would work up here. Oh, we don't want that many bobtails. There's a small truck stop here in Lafayette. You can park at the Meyer 172 exit mile marker on I-65, and there's a small truck stop at the 168 exit, and they have natural gas fueling. So if you happen to have a natural gas truck, they have fueling for that as well. It's a Circle K. There's room for 10 or 12 trucks. They don't have showers. They tried to get them, but the the city wouldn't let them put showers in. So they said no. It drew the wrong kind of crowd. That's Dayton, Indiana is actually what that city is right there. And they said no to showers, but it's a pretty big truck stop. It's got 3 or 4 fuel islands. They take most cards. Donkey Bite, always tip. Well, I appreciate that. Always is appreciated here. Mark said he always takes the bottom. The graffiti at the manhole supports this. Mark's always the bottom there. John, it must be a Ryder truck. Oh, no, I don't know. That guy was driving for some carrier, so I don't know if he had a rental truck or not, if we're still talking about that accident. They didn't suggest that, so... And nobody is suing the manufacturer of the truck or anything like that. So this is the criminal charges against the driver. There may be other lawsuits. This is the criminal charges. That's why I thought he would plead that out. I mean, he's not going to be able to get out of it, I don't think. We'll see. Maybe he's going to say, look, I'll take my chances. I'll take my chances in front of a jury. We'll see. Cash's King Trucking. I'm in line for a PM right now. I have an Excel spreadsheet to track my maintenance. Oh, well, I have that little sticker in the window. But look, here's the thing. And, people can say this, take it, whatever. I'm a company driver, and so when the sticker comes up on the mileage, I let them know. In case they don't track, they should know. It's their truck, honestly. But I'll be like, hey, truck's due, or it'll be due this week or something. I'm always telling them within a few days of when it's due. It's due. So let me know when you want to do the change, whatever you're going to do to it, so that they know. They're like, okay, we'll let you know. And one time, it was like 5 months later, they call me. Okay, we're ready for your truck. And I'm like, okay. I'm not going to hound them for it. It doesn't matter to me. It's their truck. They should want to do an oil change on it. So they don't hound me to get the oil change on my car. I let them know. That's all I can do for them. I'm not going to go in there and hound them for it. My ex was named Sioux Falls. Roller Marine is just a sausage that didn't graduate high school. Oh, nice. Couple burritos and I get natural gas. See, you can get those in there and some outside too. Those trucks, whenever there's a truck fueling there and I see that, oh, you're going to be here 25 minutes. If you can't stop, take the runaway ramp. I know he passed the ramps, and that's where my problem is, and that's where I think his problem is going to be on this too. When he's passing the ramp, if his brakes are not working, hit the ramp. Do not kill a bunch of people. That should have been what he was doing. And so he can't claim I didn't know what I was doing or whatever. If he has a license, he needs to know what he's doing. My wife got the second Pfizer shot and only had a sore arm and tired over the weekend. Got mine in April. It took her best friend passing at 54 for her to get to do it. Well, I mean, as I've always said, that's everybody's deal. But yeah, absolutely. Sometimes something like that moves you to do it. And the second shot, I heard all these bad stories, and even the website where you report problems shows tons of problems with the second shot. But I mean, it didn't do much at all. The first shot was the real problem. So I don't know what to say. It just affects everybody differently, I guess. So I assume you also had it too. So you two should be all set there. Should make road signs in all 8 languages that the Minnesota offers the driving test in. Cash's King Trucking. Yeah, I've never heard this guy say anything, so I don't know if he speaks English. I'll tell you this. If he has a translator at trial, I'm going to be pretty mad about it. The ATA will get him off. Oh, they got nothing to do with this. This was some small carrier on this one, and they are hands off on this one. They haven't said a word about it. I seem to recall the Colorado driver's truck didn't have a Jake brake. Really? And he was riding his service brake, so by the time he got to the bottom, his brakes had faded, no doubt. All right, you're going to have to go down there at 5 miles an hour if you don't have a Jake. That was only really the first company I ever worked for, Regal Transport over the road, no Jakes. Never went west of the Mississippi with them. But, even down Mount Eagle and that's a pretty long hill when you're just new to the road and no Jake brake. So it got you going really slow. You are not using your brakes on the downhill. You would have to be on and off those and going really slow to make it down 70 without Jakes. I-70 in Denver has signs not to exit if you don't have brakes. Yeah, they don't want you going down the exits because you kill a bunch of people at the bottom. But you can certainly take one of the runaway ramps that they have. Let's get into one of those. That's where he should have been. He might have got fired, but at least nobody'd be dead. 50% are placebo. I'll take my chances. Maybe that's what I got. I don't know. Don't know. Flatbed loaded with lumber. He blew those runaway ramps. Yeah, and that was the problem, right? All this lumber went down on the highway and then got covered in fuel and then caught on fire. They melted the road and killed 6 or 7 people and injured a bunch of other people. I mean, it's a terrible tragedy. He's 23 years old, and I do think he needs some jail time out of this. They said it could be decades. That's why I'm surprised there's not a plea. I'm surprised not life. They said decades. He's going to take a plea, I think. Maybe the lawyer's saying, look, let's see how the trial goes, and we'll see what happens. Maybe we can, maybe we can do something here. But because he's got to convince 12 people. So, his lawyer's only going to convince one person. So we'll see what happens with it. Did you see what they're doing in the UK? They're hiring foreign workers. They're actually giving more visas out to get foreign workers in to drive a semi. Isn't that great? And here in the bus companies, which you talked about the other day, school bus drivers, in some places they're letting the National Guard drive school buses. Isn't that wonderful? So what they're saying is that here's a place that was only paying $14.57 an hour on a union job to drive a school bus. Well, why do we have a union that allows you to be paid $14.57 an hour? If you want a bus driver, see, you're never going to get a raise as long as the government will let the National Guard come in. That's not how it's going to work. That's what should happen is the government goes, well, I don't know. You're going to have to do whatever you need to do. That's what they should do. But if you're going to have to compete with the National Guard, if they start doing that here for drivers, forget getting a raise. Those people are already getting paid. The big bucks, too. Can't appeal a plea bargain. I don't know. Not a lawyer here, surprisingly. I don't know if you can appeal. Probably not. But I will tell you, you get it 30 or 40 years, and you would have offered 5 or something like that, 3 to 5 or something. I don't know. You're not going to be able to appeal that down. Is American a foreign worker in the UK? Yeah, I would think so, right? And they actually saw an article. I don't know if you can get a work visa to work there. I assume so. You're going to have to get one of those translating services too. So, but yeah, I don't know. The other 50% are nano microchips. Welcome to the new world, aka. All right, well, I don't know which one I got. I didn't have any problem with the second one, and it actually cleared up. My arm still hurt from the first one, and the second shot cleared up the first shots where it hurt. So, I don't know. Taking my chances on it, I guess. I got passed by a truck going 70 down Monteagle. His brakes were smoked. This is on the side with no runaway ramps. He made it. Fortunately, it's gradual corners. I never was smoking, but I did get passed regularly by people smoking down Mount Eagle there. And I'm like, this is not that big of a hill. But I will tell you, the first few times down there, without a Jake, super nerve-wracking. Because they didn't really say that much about it. I'm like going super slow. Yeah, they drive on the left and bad food. That's the problem. You get new food choices. Circle K couldn't get approval on showers. Apparently that city loves the odor. Yeah, that Circle K down there, which is actually on the other side of I-65 from Lafayette. So you go under the interstate and it's right there. That's Dayton, Indiana. And they wanted to upgrade it because they did rebuild the building and everything. But apparently they wanted showers. But they couldn't get, the city said no. Because that makes you a truck stop, basically. And so no showers. So they said no, and they don't have showers in there. Just don't agree to the plea. I don't know. I mean, you don't agree to it, then you're going to trial like he did. He started Friday. It's a risk. It's always a risk. We need lots of school bus drivers in Utica, New York area. I can imagine. Who would want to do it? At $14.57 for 4 or 5 hours a day, I wouldn't be interested. Who's going to do that? The average school bus driver, by the way, is 56 years old, it said. That's the average. Okay, and most of them I see are 86 years old. So I wouldn't be in on that. The vaccine causes people to sign up for an Office 365 subscription. Oh no, I'm stuck in that free 1-year subscription to Office. You have to speak the accent. Yeah, you're gonna have to get Rosetta Stone for that, but I think Google can translate too if you go over there. Silver, I'm been on the road for 3 months and my wife is 2 months pregnant. She said the COVID shot got her pregnant. All right, it's a miracle. I would say that is a miracle. That must be what's in those shots over there. Saw a billboard in Minneapolis that say bus drivers pay $22.50 to $30. Where is $30 an hour? Is that the school system there? Wow, 5 hours? I mean, that's still only $150 a day, but that's way better. I think if they want people to drive a bus, they're going to have to just pay a day's pay. Whatever. They're going to pay like $300 a day to drive the bus. Or who's going to do it, even at $30 an hour? That's really good, though. Wasn't Joe Biden a truck driver? Yes, apparently he was a truck driver. It was verified by Jen Psaki. Was watching a YouTube channel. It's funny. Out of the UK, and this guy said there's 70,000 people with their equivalent of a Class A license that are not in the industry. Donkey bite. There's tons of people here. There's hundreds of thousands of people here that have a CDL license that don't drive in the United States right now, that do not do anything with their license. Absolutely. Absolutely. Same here. 30, 40,000 a month get their license as well in the U.S. Hope that when a trucking company has you do a remote, you request roller wieners in your rider. Oh, yeah. Also green M&Ms. They have to have 17 green M&Ms. I don't know. I'd put it in there. I read an article this morning saying a school superintendent got her license to drive a bus. Said I can't ask someone to do something that I can't. Oh, that's nice. That's maybe all trucking companies could do that. Wouldn't that be great? I did read that in some places they're asking the teachers and stuff and the janitors, which I thought was funny, to drive the school bus. Hey, kids, get in the bus. Do they ban car wash places too? No, I don't think so. Dayton is a really small town, though. That town there's that place, the Circle K. Across the street is a BP. There's like a little pizza place in town. I mean, it doesn't really have anything. They all come here, which is only 4 minutes away or whatever, down to Lafayette. So there's not much in Dayton. I don't know. I don't think they banned car washes. I'm actually thinking, though, I don't know if they have a car wash. They may not even have one. Oh, no, have you taken a pregnancy test? I need to get that taken care of, right. I'll have to get Plan B really fast here. Whole of Europe is short of drivers. The hard part is to get a well-paid gig, a lot of low-cost competition. That's the problem. And so if the UK is going to allow visas from other countries, the pay will not increase. The only way to increase the pay is to keep the limit of the workers. So once you increase the worker pool, the pay doesn't go up. And if they're going to have the National Guard cart kids around in a school bus, you're not going to get a raise if you're a bus driver. Why should you? You're competing with E2 McGillicuddy over there driving the school bus around. You know? Oh, Roger Moore, 103 people and 30 likes. Kindly massage that. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. And for pointing that out. It's appreciated. They even have Filipino drivers. Oh, the horror. Not Filipino drivers. Okay. I mean, a visa would be from any other country, I assume. I thought it would be the European Union, really, where they would let them come in for that. But yeah, because it'd be easier. So maybe some from the U.S. would go over there. I don't know. Back in the day, J.B. Hunt did not have the people. People's vote. 30-something% vote. How many have run for office? Hardly any. How many do anything but complain? Okay. And there's no mandate yet. All right. Other than Tyson, I can't find one for drivers yet. So I used to sing Ace for, Freely. I'm back in the New York groove going across the GW. Nice. I'll take it. It just seems like Sinatra's the thing to be, Joe Biden smoked his brakes. Well, then, in the 20s, you had to. He just had that brake. When you'd press on that big pedal, and it would press a pad against the one gigantic wheel. Yeah, and you'd have to slow the horses down. Joe Biden smoked Cassius King's kill, boss. I don't know about that. Did you get your STO game fixed? No. I tried to get in it today. It crashed. I'm going to look it up and see if I have to go through the whole process of re-downloading it. Ugh, I don't know if the computer will even do it at this point. People don't know the difference from an on or off ramp and a runaway ramp. They don't need to drive. Well, this person didn't need to drive because he didn't take the ramp. Apparently they have 10,000 permits signed or about to be signed. Yeah, and that's going to reduce everyone's pay. I mean, the only way to get pay raised is to let stuff be short, like fuel. I saw some stations without fuel, even though everybody there drives a tiny car that would fit in my glove compartment. They still don't have fuel, and that's the Let it be short, and then they'll have to raise everybody's pay. I like Rolling Stone tires the best. All right. I finally made it. Hate being late. Kevin, well, thank you for being here. Some say the Filipinos are out on the road for a better part of a year, back home for a couple weeks, and then a new contract. That's fair enough. I mean, they're coming in there to work, so that's the way to do it. That would be the way to do it here, too. Honestly, the best way to do the road would be to live in the truck and only come home very irregularly to a rental car and a motel for a week here and there. That's it. Maybe a couple weeks a year. And just have a cell phone bill. That would be a great way to do it. Hunter smokes all the brakes. He does. There are Congratulations, you played yourself. Nice. There are worse lates out there. All right. Just lost the stream. I'm back. I drove off every mountain grade in the U.S. without a Jake. Yeah, it was worse without it, right? They get 15 to 20 an hour here. You usually get good service. Well, great. That's not a great deal, though. But it's Mark. I love the show. Kevin, I appreciate it. Minimum wage usually does the CCCP way. Employer pretends to pay you, and they pretend to work. That's how it is everywhere, though. People always just work just enough to not get fired, and companies pay just enough where you won't quit. That's everywhere. The only way to get more is to control your own pay, right? So you'd have to do something for yourself. If you leave yourself into an employee situation, you can't control your pay. So absolutely. Runaway truck ramp is false advertising, and my truck doesn't run, it rolls. That would be a real problem. I've seen some demonstration tests of these on YouTube. Pretty impressive and kind of scary looking, really. There's fuel and there are drivers, but tanker requires an ADR, which is a lot of stuff. Well, then whatever that takes, they need to increase the pay until somebody will take it. I told that woman at Meyer that. I go, look, you're $13 an hour. I go, do you think you could fill a cash register up at $100 an hour? She goes, oh, yeah, probably. I go, well, then something more between what you're making and $100 an hour is what it needs to pay to get people to come in and do it. It's simple as that. Who's prosecuting the accident? The Colorado Hammer? I wish. I wish it was the Hammer. This would have been done already. That guy would have already been on to 14 more things. He would prosecute it from the top of a semi-truck. If you're going to drive in Europe, you need a digital driver's card. The course is 150 hours. Wow. That's pretty good. What's it cost? Joe Biden smoked down Trump. Deal with it. Okay, we'll deal with it. MCD is actually a decent job here. You work a lot, and you become management. They make a lot of money. Here, becoming management is certainly not a promotion. At least not money-wise. I mean, it might be a promotion in that you don't have to drive or whatever. But usually in the United States, I don't see managers making more than some of the drivers. They should, probably. Oh, Hunter smokes the brakes is code. Okay, I didn't. Yeah. See, I don't get it. Right. I didn't get that one. That went right over me. They're talking about, okay, I should talk about this, right? So the live show, I want to talk about this. How is this going to work? All right, so next week we'll be live on location at Dot Transportation. That rhymed. That's pretty good. I just thought about that now. And then on the 11th at 11:30, GP Transco. That show will go off as normal. But next week, the show will be live from probably Jacksonville, Illinois. That's what I was looking at, the Loves. There, and it'll be live there. So the show will still go at the same time, but there won't be a pre-show thing, and I won't be able to do cards and stuff. So both weeks, and then so if you have questions for Dot Transportation, they're waiting to hear from you. So I hope that you will come give them your questions, because that's why we're going to be there. And we're going to go check out the place and everything that's going on at Dot Transportation. So there. Doing just enough to not get fired is why I don't like unions. People should be promoted or rewarded on merit rather than seniority. That's true, but that's every job, union or not. People just barely do enough because, what do I hear? Oh, I have to do this, I have to do that, right? But that's how it always is, because people feel like they're not paid enough or whatever, but they accept whatever the pay is that they're getting, you know. My dispatcher couldn't drive a Tonka truck. A lot of them, they don't make them drive, and that's a real problem. I think they should at least have to go out with somebody for a week, a year. They should. In America, the MCD is not union. Most of it is not union. You should have a guest. Well, you got to be careful what you say on here. You should have a cute guest named Dot. I don't know who. We're still working on who exactly is going to be there. Probably some trainer from Dot Transportation, one of the driver trainers. There'll be a recruiter there, and possibly, some upper management people will be there on too. So to answer questions, they all want to do it. They want to answer everybody's questions. So it's going to be a lot of fun. You don't get promoted for seniority. You do your work, or you stay where you are. Yeah, they don't promote here, certainly on seniority. It's all brown nosing and who's there during the day and stuff like that. Yeah, all the management here, none of them drive. Heaven forbid they'd have to go out with a driver for 5 minutes. Roger Moore, I sold my cars, closed my apartment, and moved everything into storage. I was able to pay cash for my truck in under 3 years. Exactly, because you didn't have any bills. right? So trucking that way changes lives quickly. That's certainly the way to be on the road that way with no bills. Oh my gosh, how much money could you make that way? The union just took my money. I will tell you, a friend of mine's in the union. He pays 2 hours a month straight time for union dues. That includes his insurance. So he pays about $60 a month for health insurance. All right, I pay $300 a month, which in non-union, and I think that's pretty good. I see companies, when I talk to them, some of them are charging $200 a week for health insurance. So just for the insurance, okay, I'd be willing to pay the union dues just to get the insurance so cheap that would save hundreds of dollars a month. Will Gracie run the soundboard while on location? Absolutely. Absolutely. She's going to hold the boom mic. Dot, question number 1, is DOT an acronym? We'll ask DOT that. We'll ask DOT if that's an acronym. DOT, I don't actually have the whole background. Wasn't it DOT? I should know this, but I don't because I don't work at DOT. DOT was the owner's daughter's name or something to that effect. Well, they've been open for a long time. They'll be sure to tell you that. Please don't sell out to JP Transco like Smart Trucking. No selling out here. I don't work there, and I'm just coming up there to do a show. Only perk with being union is they can't fire you for some random malarkey. That's true. That's true, but that's all right. Let them. Whenever we're short-staffed, my boss jumps in the truck. That would be pretty impressive. The boss would get a bunch of props just for that, even if they just did something locally, or even if they just knew what you were talking about. When you said something about the truck and they're not looking at you like, what? That would be something. In Roger's defense, he sold an Aston Martin and had a lot of guns. Well, I'm a fan of Aston too. I live out of the truck and take home time at my sister's house. So that way you roll in the cash, making a couple of $1,000s a week with no bills but a phone. That's a pretty good day. I think that's a pretty good day. GP Transco's here. Good afternoon. It's good to see you. Roderick coming through Lafayette, Indiana. All right. What are you going to do here? You going to go up 52 tonight and watch all the lights? Sounds like the post office or UPS. Oh, okay. That would be good too. I guess I get my insurance with union dues. Exactly. I pay like $50 a month for the Mega Ultra Billy Big Rigger Extra package. That's still not bad. Let me tell you, here, that's a bargain. That is a bargain. Only thing union port workers in Port of Oakland are on time for is break. Then they are early. Everybody complains about the union, but yet they're the ones that get paid the most. So I don't know. But then what did drivers always write to me? Mark, we need to all strike. All right. Why don't you form a union? Oh, I hate unions. Oh, okay. Then you get what you get. The only way to have a company do what you want is to put the screws to them. And you can only do that together. So we got to pick a company and not work that day. That's a strike. All right. If you're not willing to do that, you just got to take what you get. My insurance is $37 a week, Luke. That is very good. That is a very good rate. This 2 people at $75, I thought was really good. Okay, $37 a week. But I will tell you, $37 a week, that's still more than my friend pays for union dues. So you'd still save money. GP Trans go, what is selling out? Yeah, what is selling out? At the right price, I'm selling out. Did you give Coach some fresh crayons? I don't know about that. I haven't seen him on for a while, actually. Rupert Murdoch called. He wants to buy your channel. Oh, great. I'm in. I'll sell out to Rupert Murdoch. Tell him to call me. Okay, I'm in for that. But the amount that Gracie sleeps, she might have a substance abuse problem. I know. Even for a cat, she sleeps a lot. I'm like, wow, are you ever going to wake up? She was up for breakfast, I will tell you that. Hey, Mark, what do you think about all the ships waiting to deliver in the ports? I think it's amazing. You look out there, there's all these ships out for miles just sitting around waiting. I assume they're fishing or whatever they do while they're waiting. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. Let's get those ships in port and get them unloaded. What is the dealio? Dot is half part of Morse code. Oh, right. But I'm only a technical. I didn't get that license. I didn't get up to general on my license, so I didn't have to take the Morse code test. Sorry I'm late. Unions are the best representatives for a driver. It's one way, certainly, for a driver to gather with other drivers when they feel that their workplace is not up to their standards and say, look, you're going to do this or we're not going to come to work. If you do that individually to a company, they just tell you get lost. Like if you, at Sierra England, for example, a driver has a problem. They go, well, I'm going to quit. If you don't do this, I won't come to work. They go, get out of here. What if 5,000 drivers said none of us are coming to work? They'd have to take notice of that. That's the only way to do it. The only way to do it. 3 of the instructors at my driving school used to work for DOT, and 4 of the students in my class went to work for them after we got our license, Chris. Well, that says something, doesn't it? All the people from DOT. And I don't get any letters about DOT either from drivers that say this place is terrible. So, absolutely. Let's see. Driving, making a living. Oh, okay. I haven't seen him on there for a while. You know, if GP Transco wants to give Cash King Trucking, if GP Transco wants to give a YouTube trucker a bunch of money, they should call me. At least I'm legitimate and I drive a truck. Oh, yikes. Shots fired. Cash King Trucking throwing his hat in the ring. GPS could get you out of a runaway ramp. At 300 feet, have tow truck come and pull you out and go to repair facility. Yeah, the videos I've seen of these ramps, your truck's demolished. It's finished. Rips the axles out, but you don't kill anybody. Last, case, go in the ramp, please. Even if you think you're going to get fired or whatever, don't go down the thing and kill anybody. You're going to get fired anyways. I can make it. Don't do that. Union S is like driving an automatic. You don't appreciate it until you have it. Right. Until they go to fire you and you go, I don't think so. Or they go to make you do something and you go, not unless you pay me. Okay. And that's the other part of it. Most union drivers, at least, with a better union, get paid for their time. So when the union says, okay, or when the company says, go do this, then the driver knows they're going to get paid. They don't have to go beg a company and the company says, all right, we'll give you $20 or whatever. They're going to get paid for it. And that's another good part of it. Cash is King Trucking. I thought Rupert Murdoch passed away. And if you ever get an offer from a dead man, you should take it. Oh, is he dead? Oh, I'll take how about the guy from Berkshire Hathaway? How about him? He can call me up. We'll sell the whole channel to him. But I remain as CEO. Trucking Answers hosted by Tucker Carlson. Roadflow. Oh, that'd be great. So when are you buying ad space at the other trucker, James Best? Is that person still on? I live on a sailboat. They literally asked me to move it because there's nowhere to park ships. Really? Really? What kind of ship? How big of a sailboat do you live on? When you said sailboat, I was thinking the sailboat that I got my sailing merit badge in Boy Scouts. And then you're saying that, and now I'm thinking, 3-masted ship, kind of thing. How big of a boat do you get? I got into an argument with Tippecanoe County deputy yesterday. He wrote me a ticket for no plate on the back of your tractor. We don't have back plates in Indiana on the back of tractors. Tell him no. I'd fight. Get a lawyer. I don't have back plates on my truck. We don't have back plates. I guess it depends where your truck's registered. So I think New York, a couple other states. What state is your truck registered? That's the problem. Oh, GP Transco, do you have any Class B openings in the Northeast? Interesting. You know what I'm seeing more of? Drivers with their left foot up on their seats or the dash. It's always good when you can see one of their kneecaps. Now, I will say it's impressive. I've always thought, you know what? Maybe years ago I could do that now. I don't know. Even if I got up there, somebody would have to call an ambulance to get me out of that. I don't think I could do it anymore. Mark Ely, goodness. What about Medicare for All? All right, what do you think about that? And I appreciate that. Medicare for All, something through the government is different than you negotiating it through your workplace, though. I think those are two different things. I do. But, the other side of that, socialism aside, is should people who don't have money, for whatever reason, not have health care? Should kids or adults not get health care if they need it? People, I've been in this spot over, my lifetime too, where I've had to think, what, this really hurts, but should I go to urgent care? Should I go to an emergency room? Because I know that's going to cost me, or they're not going to do it because they don't have money. People shouldn't have to think about that. That shouldn't be a thought, because eventually people get more sick. It just doesn't help anything. So that's where I'm, people that don't have insurance, what about them? No, we only do CDL A drivers at GP Transco. Okay. Oh, TJB is like up on 23 hours. I don't know what that is. Oh, really? It goes 23 hours live? You can only go 12 hours live. What I understand on YouTube is 12 hours at a time and you have to start a new live. I think. That's to understand it. What do you think of a company that moves mobile homes? I think it'd be interesting if people are buying mobile homes. It's probably an up and down. I mean, that's a very market-driven thing. You could find yourself in a slowdown in the economy and not have a job, but there's plenty of trucking jobs. So that's the other side of it, too. If you're in an industry you like and something comes of it, you can always do something else. I think it'd be interesting. Think I must be broken. Tell me I can't, definitely I will. If you tell me I have to, I definitely won't. All right? How about things are your choice? Then about that. What would Warren Buffett eat? Well, I know he drinks Pepsi, right? Doesn't he drink because he bought into a bunch of Pepsi and he commented about that? He used to drink a Coke and then he bought Pepsi. He said you should always use the products that you invest in and support. He said so he needed to invest in Rolls-Royce so he could go get a car. I don't think he has a car. Let's see. CDLA is required to operate a combo vehicle. Yeah, Long Beach has nowhere to put any boats. A bunch of us private boaters had to move. Oh, okay. So it's not a huge... I pictured now, 180-foot, 3-masted sailing vessel. So you're not saying something like that. They just said you got to move. Where'd you move your boat to? What do you do with it? Okay, so no backplates in California. Yeah, we don't have a backplate in Indiana. No way. I recommend if you're going to put your foot up on the dash, make sure you got your flip-flops on so your hairy toes can get some sunlight, and it'll kill the fungus. It keeps the fungus killed. Your feet, then you don't have that sock tan line. Nobody likes to see that at the beach. When you're walking around in Roselawn, Indiana at the nudist colony, and you got that sock tan line, nobody wants to see that. He should talk to Donald Trump. Government health care, look at Canada, come down to the U.S. to get the best care. Well, but there are people that can't get the best care here. That's what I'm suggesting on that side of it, on the sort of the compassionate side of things that you shouldn't have to make a decision. And I've been, really poor and had to decide, what, I'm not going to see the doctor. I just hope it gets better. And that's no way to do your health care. Crossing your fingers is not a good way to do health care. So I'd like to see a way where everybody can get medical care that they need when they need it. Because later it could be too late. I'll just let this go, this growth or whatever, this thing. And by the time you actually go in, it's too late. And, you could have lived longer. That's what I don't like to see for people. Here you need a CDL to operate a heavy vehicle. A CDL-E for the trailer and digital driver's card. Well, that ought to pay more then. Let's see, why are you entitled to someone else's labor? Is that not slavery? Well, I'm not saying someone else's labor. I'm not saying people shouldn't be paid. I never said people should be paid. I'm saying that people's health care, they're making a decision. They don't have any money, and it's tough. Apparently, some people have never been poor. All right, I've lived under a bridge for a while, all right? So I think maybe everybody should have a chance to be poor for a while and see the other side of it. And it is a tough thing when you're like, I'll just hope this goes away. It's not really great health care. The YouTube hours of service policy changes depending on what state you live in, Road Float. All right, so I think I read somewhere that you can do 12 hours. Maybe it's just for me. 12 hours live, and then you have to restart your live show. You can just restart another one, but it was 12 hours at a time was the most. And I don't know how long it would take for YouTube to process that video, 4 days. You can go more than 12 hours on a YouTube live. You cannot put mid-roll ads past the first hour. Cash King. Really? Okay, so maybe they've changed that since I looked. I haven't looked in a while because I don't do these 12-hour live shows like some people do. All right, you just can't put mid-roll ads past the first hour. Right, but here we have a policy here of no ads on the live show. So could I start my own trucking company? Yeah, of course. Of course you could. Get your own authority and get a truck and start trucking. Yeah. You can do anything you want. A good way to learn how to drive a truck and equipment is working for your local municipality. You have to start as a laborer, hopefully, and have some semi-dumps and lowboys. The Indiana Department of Transportation is hiring. I just saw an ad this weekend. Hey, we're hiring. They have a terminal down in Lebanon, Indiana, on US 52, right off I-65. Come down and see us, it said. Yep. 37 hours a week. That's what the ad says. Only work 37 hours a week for us here at the Department of Transportation. Pension, benefits, everything. The ones that can afford to come to the U.S. for healthcare. Right. Other people just are stuck. They come down for a specialist. If you charge, you have the money to develop skills. For run-of-the-mill stuff, they still get it in Canada, like a physical or whatever. Mobile home drivers need an escort in New York State, plus they drive crazy. Do not buy a mobile home. Buy one that's already set up. They're called manufactured homes now because that way they get more money for them. Superman got treatment for his disability in Sweden. Oh, did he? It seems like he would have free health care from his home planet. When at DOT and GP Transco, check door number 3. Maybe the percentage of the company going to get. What's behind this door? Don't go behind that door. We'll see if I hear any banging at any of the companies to see if anybody needs to get out. I'll let people out. So no backplate in Arizona. I don't know why you'd get a ticket for a backplate other than your state requires a backplate. And some Tippecanoe County sheriff, if you're talking my county here, which is Tippecanoe County, he knows all the different state laws on who needs a backplate. That's something. Because here in Indiana, we need a backplate on our car, but not on the semi. It's only in the front. One plate. Free means none. Yeah, that is true, but what do we do? What do you do? What's the solution then? You know, here's a problem. People need health care and can't afford it. What is the solution to those people? That's my question. You know, a legitimate question. They're made by duct tape and baling wires new, so Walmart level. Nice. Will your co-host be on the show next week? Yeah, she's going to come along and do all the sound checks and everything for me. Silver, I have great health insurance and I'm overdue for a colonoscopy, but I've been putting that off, not looking forward to that. Yeah, they have the kind where like Cologuard too, so you should look into that once you get to the right age. Misunderstood. I thought they just wanted you to sleep for 10 hours before doing another show. YouTube has hours of service. You have an ELD on YouTube you have to follow. Superman is in that Reeves guy. Yeah, Superman. Right. When I was a kid, we ate bologna sandwiches for supper. We called it steak night. And the fried, we would fry bologna and fried Spam sandwiches as well. Mom was big on Spam, would cut it up. Right, love it. Delicious. I grew up poor. That's why I work so hard. Not a fan of more welfare. Agree. I don't think the disabled and elderly should be taken care of, but everybody else get a job. Yeah, certainly if you're disabled or cannot work. Absolutely. And, okay, I'm with you that too. There's a job. This is what I think about the job situation now for people that are collecting unemployment. If you have a way to support yourself without government, more power to you. But before you get unemployment, you should have to go and go get a job. They should have a list like McDonald's and Meyer and everybody else should say, okay, we have jobs. And they give you a job to go to. And you go to it, all right? Be here at 8 a.m. Monday. And if you don't go, it's not like you have to go look for a job. They'll give you the job. And if you don't go, then you can't get unemployment. It's as simple as that. If you're able to work. If you can't work, no matter what age you are, no problem. All right, take care of you, no problem. Most of the industrial countries of the world have health care and it's cheaper. I'm not talking about the money part of it. What about people who need health care and can't get it? You know, that is a serious thing. People always go into political about it. What about the human part of people need health care? Free health care in Sweden costs way less than the U.S. health care for the government. Yeah, per person, right. Is the 1976 Kenworth W900A a good truck? I don't know. Before you could go into business with that truck, I don't know if there's a company that would put it on. You're going to have to get your own authority. It would be a showstopper wherever you went, for sure. And what would be in that? Some mechanical cat? Oh, my gosh. 3408 mechanical or whatever the number would be back then. Oh, my gosh. Some big Cam Cummins. I don't even know what they had in 76. Holy mackerel. 3 miles to the gallon, but, I mean, what does that truck that much cost? It would be impressive to see that truck on the road. I'd like to see that truck on the road. Brother's kid got cataract surgery, air ambulance, and hotel, and cost him nothing. Right. I mean, that's the thing. That's the thing of it. When you have to decide, should I see the doctor because I don't have money? That's not a great plan. Politics out of it, you know. Fried Spam is the life of royalty. Oh, yeah. When you could my mom let me open the can. You younger people who are not up in your extreme upper 30s, the can used to have a key on the bottom of it. Okay? And it looked like a key, and there's a little piece of metal you'd bend out and put this key in it and twist it and open the can, and then you had this super sharp edge, and of course your mom let you do it because you're already 4.5. And you'd have this sharp edge, and the Spam would plop out of it in a slurp. It would make the slurpy sound. It was the best sound in the whole world, because when you'd hear that from around the house, you're like, oh, we're having Spam tonight if you didn't get to open the can up. So delicious. Less tax than in the U.S. too. Yeah, that'd be great. A witch doctor charged me 1 pint of blood and a lock of hair and 2 live chickens for physical. That's expensive. They're only a chicken and a half here, so you can split them here. Medicare for all. Have you been to Walmart lately? No. Like I said, I don't shop at Walmart. So, GP Transco, looking forward to seeing October 11th. That's going to be a lot of fun coming over to GP Transco on October 11th. right? I will be there October 11th, which is a Monday, at 11:30 a.m. And that should be great, great fun. We'll do the live show at the normal time, just like this. It's just going to go off live from beautiful Joliet, Illinois. Joliet, which has been listed in TripAdvisor. I don't know if people know this. I looked this up. One of the top 10 cities that you must see before you die. Joliet, Illinois. Yeah, that's in TripAdvisor. Did you know that? Oh, yeah. Nothing is free. I know it isn't free. I'm not talking about money. Well, how do we get people care that they need? Think about that. How do we do that? The hospital where I live, they have free clinic. It's covered by donations. That's nice. If you can't afford the bill, there's enough to cover it, and everything up to $15,000. That's good. That's good. People need care. The spam key. Oh, yeah. People don't know. The young people don't know. And then the sharp edge, which that spam can be used as a defense weapon for your home. Because the edge of that can when it came off was so sharp. Awesome, right. Those are the days. And the sound of the spam coming out of the can, you knew you were in for some delicious night. Maybe even spam helper. People who are the people is people. I don't like spam. Spam is like the delicious. It was just on TV last week, the spam song from Monty Python. So I hope you all got to see that again. Would a 76 W900A VIT 200 be too old to pass an inspection? No. Or be too old to drive? No, it is not too old to pass an inspection. If it passes an inspection, it can pass a DOT inspection, no problem. So if it's fixed and passes inspection, you're not going to be able to put it on anywhere. GP Transco's on. Could you put on a 1976 Kenworth, or do you have an age limit at your place? I actually don't know. So what do you think? I'm just curious about that. How about a can of corned beef? That's for the wife, Kelly. She likes corned beef. I'm not a huge fan of corned beef. I could have a spam and she could have her own can of corned beef. GP Transco, it's going to be great. Can't see what makes Joliet a top 10 city. We'll take their word for it. Yeah, TripAdvisor. One of the 10 cities you should see before you die. Paris, right? Moscow, London, Joliet. All the great cities of the world with the best scenery and stuff. Absolutely. I love canned meat. You can keep spam on the shelf forever. I think you should have a few cans of it in your truck. Velveeta packaging, change the word. Velveeta's another one. Spam and Velveeta, right? What do you think of the Swift driver filmed as co-driver got in trouble by the CEO and blamed YouTubers for sharing the video? This is another thing. So if people know where he works, why is he filming as co-driver? Number one, just, you would have to get someone's permission for that. Certainly it's somebody else. And it's not, people can't blame anybody, right, for their problems. That's his problem for sharing a video. Kids today, I don't know how old this person was, but younger people think, oh, I post something on the internet and nothing ever happens with it. Whatever you post goes out to everybody. So that's the problem. And Swift is, of course, going to be gripey about that. I agree with them. Absolutely. Oh, yes. Oh, did you see it? It was just on. I don't know if it was on there. It was just on last week. I watched it this weekend. I'll take the spam eggs, spam bacon, spam, and spam. Well, that's a lot of spam. Well, not really. We've got just spam. Oh, it's great. There's no such thing as can't afford it. You either have Medicare, Medicaid, or Obamacare. No, you can be in between that. I've looked into buying my own insurance. Thought, how much would insurance be? It's super expensive. So I wouldn't be able to buy it on the exchange. And if I had a job where I didn't have it, I guess that would be a choice. People would say, well, that is your choice not to have it. That would be true. But because of income, I couldn't afford it. That's part of what is stopping me from moving to Jasper at the moment. Brazil exports corned beef in cans that have a key. See, does it open the can still? Is for cornhole at the man cave? There is that there too, right? So moving to Jasper, a lot of the jobs there pay less than they do here, like way less. Like some of them are half. And so I thought, okay, so I'm not going to be able to get insurance. And some of them are low or no insurance. So I'm making half the money, and insurance at work would be $250 a week. I thought, all right, how much would insurance be on the exchange? For at 40, I went all the way down to 40,000. So I thought, oh, can I make 40,000 and live there? Maybe. It's still, the insurance that is, I would get like a $1,215 credit, and it was a $16,000 deductible. That's no insurance. A $16,000 deductible, we don't make any money, is not insurance, really. So it isn't as simple as going on the exchange. You should go on there and try to find insurance. It's not to get a $10,000 deductible. It was $180 a month. And then, to get a $5,000 deductible, it was $750 a month. Besides you're only making 40 grand. This is at 40,000 because you can input how much income you have and all that. So change the income around and see. It isn't like that. So I'm not able to find a place because the wife uses, like I said, $75,000 to $100,000 a year of insurance, medical, which would be retail. And I can't go without that insurance. So it's stopping me from doing that but I have insurance, but there are people that don't, and she'd probably be dead by now without it, to be honest with you, if I couldn't get the care that she needs. Let's see, Paris, Moscow, right, Bigot, Arkansas, and Joliet, Illinois. It's some of the cities on there, with some of the great scenery in the world. If you mess up, own it. Don't blame everyone else. Yeah, if you post a video, what do you think is going to happen with it? What? I didn't see the video, so I'd really like to know what they were mad about, really. Oh, West Memphis, always a great city to look at. Ken P, mental picture of Mark in a news colony. I'm afraid it won't be able to wipe that. Yeah, but with the sock, I've got the sock, suntan right there. Only that, though. Take that. Think about that picture. Only the sock suntan. You're like, why don't you have any other tan lines? I'm like, oh yeah, drink it in. Kenworth only built 47 of the 1976 bicentennial trucks. That would be pretty awesome. It can absolutely pass. It doesn't matter how old it is. There's not an age limit on that. So I think that'd be great. That kind of rotted meat sounds like what my email, a bunch of spam. Look, the corned beef, not a big fan of that. Sure to mail you some fermented shark from Iceland. Oh, that sounds super delicious. Is there a key on the can? If it makes it through the sniffer thing at JFK, yikes. And the sniffer of the cat. I wonder if she'd like that. Stephen, people paying higher insurance rate to pay for people who don't have insurance. And so the problem is then more people don't have insurance because their rates continue to go up. And so it tips over to the other side. What do we do about that? Do you need to renew your extended warranty on your car? This is like an extended spam. I agree. And I get those already. I get them on both cars now. For the first year or so, I didn't get them on the Escape, but now I'm getting them for that too. Would Sierra England let me drive a 1996 International? I don't know. I think most companies have a year, a limit on the trucks. Usually 10 years, I think. But, we'll see. What would GP Transco let you drive that thing around? A 96 International? Who would want to drive a 96 International? I'm just not a fan of Internationals. GP Transco might do a sandwich giveaway through the next trucking answers. Do you think there's any chance we'll one day disinfect and antibacterial our way out of the immune system to protect us all? No. No, we get the flu every year too. So no. Used to have insurance till I got a bill for $2,000. They told me I need to pay a $3,500 deductible. That's how deductibles work, right? And that's why, seeing a $16,000 deductible on the exchange, even though it would have been free for the insurance, that's $300 a week out of your pocket through the whole year just to pay that deductible. And I put in making 40 grand. So that would mean of the 800 gross, 300 of it would go for insurance. Well, Mark, would you spend that? Yes, easily. Probably in a few months. So yeah, I could see spending that no problem. And I'd have to pay that the whole year. So that isn't any kind of insurance deal. And I don't know how people afford it. The only way you could use that insurance is if you didn't need it. Because then it was free. Would Saya Trucking hire a 19-year-old? No. I'm going to say no for that. My dad used to eat up his lunch by putting out a muffler of a bulldozer. Wow. I do remember at Boy Scouts, the Scoutmaster one time heated up our meal on the way to camp on the hood, under the hood somewhere, of his 1979 Roadrunner. So, which was just an appearance package at that time. He was super cool. We had a CB. Montreal smoked meat is the best. Yikes. Really? GP Transco would be okay with a 96 truck as long as it passes every maintenance inspection. All right. So you can put it on at some places. That's something. I've never seen that old of a truck there, but I don't think there's that many left running. Usually you don't see trucks on the road that get a antique plate, because you could get that here. A historic, that's 25 years old. So you would get a historic plate in Indiana if you wanted one. AKA never had a flu shot and never had the flu. I've had 3 flu shots, which I got really sick from, so I stopped taking them. I usually get just as sick from the shot as I do from the flu, so it didn't seem to benefit me any, except I could time out when I'm sick, I guess, because I know, all right, I'm going to get the shot Saturday, so I'm going to be sick all next week. So I guess I go better stock up on daytimes and night times so I can get through the next week of work. No baling wire and no zip ties. Right, we can't use any of that stuff for it. Roger Pinsky, make no mistake, I have 2 sisters that live in London. It's not healthcare. Healthcare is a personal trainer, Pilates coach. That medical care and socialized medicine stinks. Well, that is another thing, but, stuff happens to people. My sister-in-law, her husband died at 46 years old. Right, he just dropped dead. So, stuff happens to people all the time. Everyone with the job has private insurance and nobody goes to the national insurance. Is that because of the line or they don't like the care? I'm just trying to give people care that they need. That's all. I anti-spam plates. Did anybody ever fight each other? See, growing up by myself, I never had anybody to stab with those spam containers. And that's a problem. But if you had a bunch of siblings, there's an old international owner-operator running for FFE. I see him quite a bit in Utah, Sam. So maybe they'll put one of these old trucks on too. When was the last time Gracie had a CAT scan? She gets a dog scan, right? So she goes into the vet every 6 months or so for a regular physical and blood work and stuff like that. And then in the summer, she goes and gets her teeth cleaned at the vet. Because cats are not as cooperative as people, they have to be put out. So she's in there for the whole day. And she goes in around sometime in July for that. The surgeon does that stuff there. We have a classic Coronado on our fleet at GP Transco. A couple of classic Petes. Really, all owner-operators, naturally. Really? Would you put this 76 Kenworth on if it passed all the inspection at GP Transco? Even that old? So no age limit, just inspection. Just that it's safe, I guess. And I will tell you, if you had a 76 W900 on, you'd probably get a lot of looks. People would look at it, so it'd be pretty impressive. Brian Walker, Landstar has no age limit on trucks. Okay, so same thing. Just pass the inspection, and they don't care. Long you drive it. You get 4 miles a gallon is your problem, I guess, right? Or fixing it or whatever. The highest paid hourly tradesmen are iron workers or local 150 operating engineers, backhoes, and dozer scrapers. All right, I'm in for that, right. Our truck driver is going to have to be vaccinated for work. I think at some point, companies may do that. But here, look at how the nurses are going with this. They're fighting it out. New York State just said, look, we'll fire you all, and we don't care. We'll have the National Guard take your place. Interesting. Will drivers do that? The way to get drivers to do it is to make a part of your physical. Then companies wouldn't have to be the ones to do it, right? If they made a part of your DOT physical, companies would be like, look, you got to pass the physical. So could they do it? Maybe. It's going to be a while for that. This is all going into court now. Yeah, would GP Transco let you drive the 76? That's interesting. Can anybody come to GP? Yeah, they can come. Mark Healy, yeah. GP Transco, can anybody come to see Mark? Yeah, I'd like curious of that too. If you have people there, can they come in and let them be on the show? Certainly employees, but it's up to you. Every time I go to the hospital and hear cat, I say meow. And what do they say? And then the nurse is like, sir, please do not speak to me like that. I'm a professional registered nurse. And you're like, oh, sorry, Bruce. I didn't mean to offend you like that. So, are we allowed to take Dayquil? That stuff gets me high. Yeah, I don't see why not. I don't take the NyQuil driving, but yeah, I don't see why you can't take Dayquil. Absolutely. A GP transfer, it's up to Mark. Oh yeah, all right. Well, come on in. We'll have a big party. Yeah, let's do it. RTI told me they don't care how old your truck is. They require $100,000 mile. They require a 100,000 mile rebuild. Really? What do they care if it passes a DOT inspection? Huh? Speed, driver facing camera. You got to take a picture of your truck and send it every day. Yeah, look, I will tell you. When I heard that about GP Transco, I thought, well, that's weird because I don't have to do it. But then I put it out there. A lot of companies have you do that. It's not as unusual as you think it is. And it's for your safety. I see the whole point of it, right? Taking a picture of the truck to show damage or whatever. I get it, right? I think, oh, and when you think about it, you're like, that's a really good idea. But then other companies like, yeah, we do that. Yes, you have to do it here. So, yeah, it is not like an unusual thing. It's not like every company does it, but it isn't as unusual of a thing as you would think. And so driver-facing cameras are optional, and they pay you if you want to take it. So there you go. Yeah, absolutely. I sure hope not, because this is supposed to be a free country. It is supposed to be a free country, but I think that ship sailed about 1810 or so, quite a while ago. Oh, at 1,000,000 miles. So you have to rebuild at 1,000,000, and give them a receipt or buy another truck. I mean, that's not the real safety problem. I guess they don't want you breaking down, but I'd be worried about you rebuilding your front end at 1,000,000 miles or something like that, or your rear end. Why do companies not train you to drive a manual truck? They just have automatics. So they're not buying manuals anymore. A lot of companies, they just burn their clutches up anyways. So since they have an automatic, they just teach on an automatic. Roger Penske, I'm 62, and if you make less than 45 a year in Phoenix, or Bozo Care is $275. Yeah, okay, but the 40, it would have been free, right? It would have been free, but it's a $16,000 deductible. So is that really free? Yeah, you have medical care. It's $300 a month to satisfy the deductible. That's what I'm saying. Okay, or $300 a week to satisfy the $16,000 deductible. And yes, we would spend that easily. So it would cost me that. I might as well pay more for insurance. See, that's the problem with it. And the jobs there don't pay much. Now, I could make good money in Evansville, but I don't want to commute 65 miles each way to work. So there we go. We noticed your ashtray is full, you're fired. They could do that. That would be legal in the United States to do that. So they don't even need to say that to you. They can just go, hey, Mark, you're fired. How about that? That is legal, at least in Indiana. That's legal. GP Transco, they go 67 and 70 when passing. Oh, right, they have the pass thing. Driver-facing cameras are optional, and they pay extra if you opt in. All miles are paid, and $90 a year. Pre-trip does need photos. Yeah, and I thought that was unusual until I heard from other places. Here's how you can contact GP Transco right here. That taking pictures is becoming the norm in the industry. And it's not a bad idea. I always tell driver, if you pick a trailer up or drop a trailer that has damage, take pictures of it as soon as you get it, and just keep those pictures so you can prove what it looked like when you got it. Fried Spam sandwich with a slice of cheese. I like Velveeta cheese slices for that because they're more meltier, as it says. If your income drops low enough, every state has Medicaid. Yeah, but I wouldn't be able to drop low enough to get into Medicaid in Jasper because I wouldn't be able to afford to live there. All right, I got to make some money. I'm not going to, be destitute. So I'm like right in between where I could go to Evansville, but then it's a 130-mile round trip besides a long work day. So I wouldn't be interested in that. Working in Jasper, I'm looking at free medical through the Obamacare with a $16,000 deductible. I don't think that's a great deal. Yeah, people say, oh, you get free insurance. Yeah. $16,000 deductible. Not great. Photos during a pre-trip, make sure that if you're asleep and get hit by someone, there's proof of everything that happened. Right. I think it's a good idea. Pictures are worth 1,000 words. Why are chicken lights that burned out so dangerous? Is this going to be, is there a punchline on this? Hey, Captain Flatbed is here. What's going on? Could a semi-truck get 200 million miles on it? If it worked at a certain company, right, FFE might be able to do it, right? But most company, or no, actually, I should say it was KLLM. I was thinking about them. If that driver from KLLM drove it, yes, but there'd be no way to put that many miles on it. Even if it ran 24 hours a day, it would never get to that many miles. I assume some of them have, numbers of millions of miles on them. Several million, 3 million. I think the guy asking if 19-year-olds can drive at these companies are trolling you. I don't think so. Even so, people do ask that question. Got updated numbers for a year-to-date driver turnover rate. We're at 31%. That is very good in the industry, where some places are 150%. 31%, I would take that and live with it, because nobody's going to get zero no matter where they work. So I would take 31% and run with it. You ought to run a big ad about that. Shout out to you and my buddy Buster Hyman. All right, nice. I wonder what your friend is doing right now. I can only imagine. Is there bonus pay for driving a cowboy hat and mankini? Is that like the guy that walks around in New York? Thanks for the response. I've considered coming on. Just nervous. Well, talk to some drivers that you see on the road for GP Transco. That's what you should do at all companies. Go just grab a random driver. They're all over the place, except here in Indiana, and ask them, hey, what do you think? You're there. What do you think of the place? A lot of manuals at the manhole at work. They work out. Some of them you have to use your hand for them, though, at the manhole. So some of them are actually manually operated. Yeah. The fundraiser manual gearbox is so easy. I just don't understand why people get stressed out. it is easy, but people have a problem with it. And so they get nervous and then they don't do it. Automatics are just better for the company too. You can't handle the sexy, right? Nothing to be nervous. If you have any questions, reach out. We're completely transparent about what we offer and require. Yeah, and go find a GP Transco driver and say, hey, what do you think about the place? I'll tell you, from the people that write to me, I got to assume if you just go found somebody on the road, they're going to give you the straight story there. Dedicated freight runs to Mars. At least Elon Musk would be happy about that. And that guy from Friday's show who did a measuring contest. You're the zombie chickens always cook better and produce. Here's my number. Right, don't do that out here. Check Motor Coach World on YouTube. James has a lot of cool videos. Yeah, City Bus here in Lafayette is hiring. If you want to drive a city bus around, it doesn't pay much to start, but after a few years, you do pretty good at it. I take pictures of all pre-trips and document anything found wrong with emails. Absolutely. Anything that's wrong, anything, always email. This is at every company, whether they require this or not. If you drop and hook a trailer somewhere and there's dents or whatever on that trailer, take pictures of that trailer. Even if the company doesn't have you do it, go take pictures of all that so that later when you drop it, they can't go, hey, you dropped this trailer, it's got all this damage. You don't want that. Take pictures. All you can do is store them in a file and, forever. Really, what's the difference? Keep them. Could a semi-truck get 2 million miles? Oh, absolutely. There's tons of trucks with 2 million miles for sure. For sure. Perhaps remove it now in case you don't want it. Yeah, that would be a good idea, right. Don't forget to ask for your teal sock signing, but always get the socks. That didn't help the mental picture. It's a good thing your show is audio. Yeah, only get this through the ear hole. Yeah, for those of you that listen to the podcast, Friday had another reason why we're not on Mars, and it is a teenager from United Kingdom. Paladin, is that who his friend is? That's what I thought. All right. The prescription insurance and Bozo Care is the same as on anything else. Your doctor visit and your PCP and specialist. The large deductible only applies. That's not how it's written on the thing. When you go in there, it explains on everything what you have to pay. Here's what you pay. Here's what you pay. Here's what you pay. That's not how it works. Specialist visits and that, no. And no, which she would be at a lot. These $500 prescriptions, no, that's a separate thing. And actually, that one showed no prescriptions, right? It didn't cover prescriptions, so that stuff's not covered on there. There's also reasonably priced supplemental for the copays. What is reasonable? I already put my pay all the way down to see if I could live at $40,000. I can't be spending a ton of money more, on insurance, and that's the problem. Because or I'm gonna have to commute to Evansville. I like techno music, but don't like the manhole. They do take requests there. They do take requests. If it wasn't for my wife, I wouldn't have insurance. Some people do that, right? And some people get it through their spouse. That's not a bad way to do it. Pre-trips are made pretty easy here. It's done with our in-house developed mobile app. It takes a couple of minutes and provides peace of mind. I like the taking pictures part of it. After thinking about it, I thought, anyone work at Chima? I'm seeing them all over the West. Oh, yeah, I don't get them out here. I make $2,000 a week where I am. My truck does 73. I have no cameras except my personal one. I have freedom here that I never experienced with a big carrier. Well, why are you considering leaving, to be honest with you? If you're at a place that you like, no matter what you get paid there, that's worth more than anything, I think. So what would you get out of there? Could a truck get $4 million? Yes, absolutely. Somebody would really have to love that truck, though, to keep it that long. Put $4 million, you're looking at 30 years probably. So 4 million miles on it, it's possible. Two birds with one stone, clean the wheels. It keeps them shiny too. That's what the buff guy uses. People don't know that. That's a secret of buffing wheels. Would you be willing to sell or share that with another company like ours? Don't buy bent frame rails even if they're rusty, of course. No beer while driving. Absolutely. No beer. A truck can put as many miles in it as much money you put into multiple rebuilds. Yeah, just the time of putting many millions of miles. It's just a simple time thing. 4 million miles, you would have way paid for that truck a few times for a newer truck. Maybe worth it to you. Maybe. You're rolling a 30-year-old truck at that point down the road. It can be just as safe as a new truck. Put everything new, it's just like new, just like a car. You could buy a car when you're 21 and keep it on the road for the rest of your life if you wanted to. Just keep putting money into it. People don't do that, but you certainly could do it. Look at most planes you're flying in. Some of the jets, they're pretty old that they use. It's part of our full TMS system, and it's made by GP Transco. Oh, made by us, for us. That's what it says. So it's a FUBU system is what it is, right? Oh, now that guy from the Shark Tank's going to gripe at me, I guess. But that's how that system works. That's nice that they did that. Did you see also they're proposing that if you get a positive drug test, you could get your license downgraded immediately to a car license. Ooh, how about that? So not only would you have to take the substance abuse and go return to duty, but you would also have to go back and get your CDL. You wouldn't just get to go back to work. You'd have to go back. And a lot of drivers are having this problem with all these oils and all this stuff that they sell at the truck stop. The FMCSA came out and said it again. Hey, stop doing that. You're going to get booted out of the system. It's a possibility that you could lose your license for that. Medicare is being abused by too many people. Getting it for everyone would just make it worse. It would encourage more to just go out there and have more kids. Is that a reason to get insurance? Let's have some more kids. I wonder what the wife would think about that. I'm sure she'd be like, no. As long as the car isn't a Chevy. When I lived in Mexico, my dad was sick with cancer and his medicine was $2,700. Oh. I bought in Mexico for $73. Made in USA and shipped to Mexico. Same with EpiPen. It's $13. See, that's the thing. Why is it so much here? Should we just go to Mexico to get it? I mean, you can't. So you ship it to Mexico and it's 3% of the price. Brilliant. It's too bad that you had to do that. Small-time savers like that really add up for a driver. It also allows a driver to scan receipts and submit them in seconds, accept loads. Yeah, that's good. You can do all that from the truck now. We used to have to put it in an envelope. We used to have to wait. Right? That's how it was. And turn it in. And then you got these envelopes that you could deposit all over truck stops all over. And then you could go in and just give the stuff to the nice clerk, and she would transflow it in for you. And now people do all this from the cab of their truck. So nice. Is it true it takes 10 years for somebody to get to $1 million? It depends how many miles they put on it. 7, 8 years? You could see that. I mean, you could see it at 7 or 8 years getting to that point, certainly on the road. Teams? I mean, 3, 4 years to do it? Teaming a truck up to 1 million miles? It sounds like you're onto something. We don't use logs, so it's paper pre-trips, and I can keep them in my office. Oh my gosh, how many of those would add up all the time? 1 million paper. It depends how many trucks you have. But if you have a lot of trucks and you have a whole stack of these paper pre-trips that you have to keep forever, which you'd need because the hammer's going to want them if there's an accident. Samsara has a good system, yeah, except their cameras, right? It's a trip pack. Is trip pack still a thing? I don't know. I haven't seen those post office type boxes in quite a while. You'd leave, I would leave out, right, like everybody did at that time, and get 1 million pre-trip, pre-pack, trip pack. That's what it's called, trip pack envelopes before you leave. So you had them to turn in and you just put your paperwork and trip pack it in. And supposedly got delivered the next day or whatever. Yeah, trip packing your paperwork in. Oh, I hope this makes it in before pay cut off. Immediately downgraded, only after a retest. No, John M., they said that would be, you test positive, as soon as you're put in the system, in the clearinghouse, boom, downgraded. Goes to the state, it'd be all electronic. You'll be downgraded to a car license. You're not allowed to drive anyway until you do all the return to duty stuff, but then you also wouldn't have a license to come back to. What that basically does, I think, is boot people out of the industry because you're not going to go through all that trouble to get a license. Although it turns out only a small percentage of drivers that get in the clearinghouse ever go through the return to duty process. I was also incorrect about the number of drivers from a couple of weeks ago. We have 750 but 300 drivers. Well, it's still a lot of drivers. That's a lot of paper pre-trips papers to keep track of every day. Oh my gosh. Sierra England could put 1 million miles in a truck in 9 months. That get KLLM, but that's one person at KLLM. At Sierra England, it takes 3 people to do it. That one guy at KLLM, his truck has like 26 million miles on it now. We need J.W. Bush back in office. The drug prices would higher. All right, let's get J.W. Bush. Is that the guy from the Bean Company? 14-day, but only 5 days a week. Well, still, that's a lot. Per 1,500 a week for that many drivers. Those would be the sensitive feeling driver counselors. Are we switching over to Samsara, no driver-facing cameras? We are switching over to Samsara, no driver-facing. Okay, good. Yeah, it'd be up to them whether they have that turned on. Tell me how that works. I have never used a Samsara system. Need a pack of Depends. Are those free now? Rear end rebuilding at the Manual every Tuesday night. That's a Tuesday night special. No coupon necessary. The fundraiser, it's going to be normal trucking. Yeah, normal or how did that work? Right, or super trucking. Always, we always try to super, but always go to normal. Somebody was griping at me about that on Twitter too. So I said, go do what you want. Oh, well, I have to make a living. Well, still go do what you want, right? Either way. So I didn't hear from anybody from Crete. I was just curious about that. If any driver from Crete, are 50% of drivers, they're really making $1,998 a week. That's a Crete claim. All right, that's a Crete claim. I'm not making that up or anything. The people from Crete claim that. So I'm curious. The top half of drivers making $1,998 a week. Just curious. Possible. Curious. Cash is King Trucking. Roll that beautiful bean footage. Right, exactly. I'm having to have to go to clean my ribs. I would be sure to go take them over to the polish guy, and he can do that while you're getting the truck turned up over at the diesel doctor. Too. Yeah, absolutely. You have to get those turned up. Let's see, where did this go off to? Oh, but I should tell people I'll be live on location at GP Transco on October 11th at 11:30 in the morning, right here at the same bat time for a live show right there at GP Transco. And at October 4th, we're going to be live at Dot Transportation in Mount Sterling, Illinois. All right, over on the edge of the country at 6 p.m. Central for that show. So that'll be interesting. But Joliet, Illinois, one of the top cities you should visit before you die. Amazingly, Joliet, Illinois. You know all the landmarks and stuff there at in Joliet, right? You know all the big, that and the other thing that they have there. Office people, contract help. We're in 8 states. We also do small courier things with cars. CDL drivers way less than what I thought. Oh, see, it's hardly anybody doing that. Samsara is a good system. We were one of the first companies to use them and have helped develop some of their current features over the past 5 years. Are you the ones that make them look at you and they can see through your sunglasses? That's Samsara. Ugh, I'm not a fan. As people know, I'm not a huge fan of camera systems, especially if they're mandatory, which they're not there, but I don't like the mandatory ones. Did you see this postal truck too? So a lady is driving a postal truck. Now, she got killed, so that's terrible. And it's one of these old kind, the little ones that come to your house where you have the mailbox out on the street. And she says, you know what, I need to turn around. So she turns around right in front of a semi. I don't know how fast they were going down the street. The truck was in pieces. It looked like a model, like it had been taken apart. It obliterated the truck into a million pieces. Mail everywhere. Oh my gosh, the truck got ruined. Completely ruined. It was a total disaster, and I thought, holy mackerel, how fast was he hitting that truck? My favorite thing about Joliet is that it was mentioned in the Blues Brothers. I know. That's true. That's where their claim to fame comes from, I think. Someone from Prime called me trying to get me to bring my trucks over there for $250 a mile. Wow, that's better than they have been. Average $250 a mile. For now, though, right? I don't think that will be forever. Because if that's percentage, I mean, no thanks. You're going to be dispatched by them. I think you got it set up a little better than that. Oh, GP Transco is the reverse. 200 office staff and 520 drivers. It keeps going up. Mario drives for Dot out of Mount Sterling. Good place to work. All right, thank you for saying that. And Dot Transportation, right? We're going right there, right? I'll be over there on October 11th. It's October 4th, I should say. I'll be there October 4th. I have so many things coming up, I forget. Right, October 4th for them, right. I'll be at GP Transco here October 11th. All right, how about that? That's going to be a fun day, too. So those should be a couple of great days. And if you're at Dot on the 4th, come and say hi. That's going to be good. You'll see me walking around. I'm sure they'll have a lot. You'll have to get through. I bring an entourage. So, I mean, you'll see me with my entourage coming up there and stuff. So you'll just see me walking around there. The entourage. Old Consolidated Freight was used to rebuild those old freight shakers all the time. And they'd rebuild them until 2 or 3 million miles. Yeah, I mean, these things had holes. They'd patch up holes in the floor of the trucks and everything. This is when you could just weld a metal patch on them. Absolutely. Those trucks, they'd run them forever. I wouldn't touch $250 a mile before the bubble, and now definitely not. Right. And the downside, what about when that goes down later? And they go, well, you know what? Now you're down to $1.50 a mile. Sorry. I mean, no money for you. I'll pick pen tip your host, Mark, so he can get his daily quota of wieners. Thank you. You get your daily quota of wieners certainly on Saturday nights. You can get a whole week's worth of them at one night. Although, who's to say what a week's worth is, really? Who says you have to pay the deductible? You could pay them 10 a month for the rest of your life, and because you're making regular payments, they cannot send it. But you don't see, that's true. That's true, but I don't think that's a good way to do it. I mean, you're saying, okay, I'm going to accept this care that I can't afford, knowingly do it when I can't afford it. I don't think that's right. And just say, well, I'm going to give you 10 and there's nothing you can do about it, isn't right to do to people. I don't think that's right. I mean, there should be a better way to do it where I have to give you 10, and it would be the rest of my life because it would add up every year. I would never get that paid off, and I don't think that's a way to do it. That's not a good solution to it, you know. I don't think that's a good solution to it. I wish it was. Maybe people could do that, but I just wouldn't feel right about that. We're getting ready to roll out the teal carpet on October 11th, the GP Transco. Yes, I'll be carried in, by the way, 4 executives. They are carrying me in on a green chair. So I think that'll be pretty interesting to see. That just goes to show that Prime takes almost half. Reefer's averaging $4.25. Yeah, Prime would do really good at $2.50 on you, wouldn't they? They'd make $2 a mile and not do anything. Are you going to bring the cats and the wieners too? Well, the wieners always come with me, and the cat, I've asked her, and she will probably go with too. She's going to do some sound for me, and I think I'm going to have her hold the boom mic. So that should be a lot of fun, having her do that. Leasing to Prime and take the class action money. That's actually true, Cash King Trucking. So you get leased on there. Every 3 years, they settle some huge class action for millions of dollars and pay a bunch of people out. So you actually might end up making more money. If you think about it that way, now you have to wait. You get like part of it now, but later when they settle the class action, you get all the rest of the class action money at Prime for some other thing that they did wrong, that they, of course, don't admit any wrongdoing to, and are just simply paying out of the goodness of their heart. They don't ever admit any wrongdoing like all these other companies, naturally. Being charged those ridiculous amount is not right either. I agree with you. I agree. When you go... you go, and when you see a specialist for $500, although I guess he can charge whatever he wants, for 15 minutes, is that a lot? It is a lot. But, do we say you can't charge that? How do we do that? How do we get around that in this country? I don't know. We can't limit what they make because that's not right, because you wouldn't want that. So I don't know what the end solution is to it. Got to head out. Thanks for another fun Monday. See you later. Okay, thank you, GP Transco, and we will see you in not too long right there live. It's going to be a great day. Mark and the Roller Wieners live in Joliet, Illinois. Oh, that would be good. Everybody, the people behind me could be dressed up as a wiener, and I will sing Love on the Rocks because it ain't no big surprise. Absolutely. That would be I think that I would like that a lot. Let's see, where did I go off to? Oh, right here, right. Oh, this is me as a baby. People don't know this. If you wear it, you should always make it a parrot. I still see people holding their phone. I did see a guy in a car holding his phone, which I was still aggravated with. Okay, please get a headset or a card made in this century where you could have Bluetooth on it. Some kind of Bluetooth. Just use a speakerphone. I mean, I even think it's dangerous holding your phone and trying to drive or whatever. Come on. Because then you're trying to eat a sandwich too with your other hand. GP Transco. Here's some information about GP Transco. I'll be live there on the 11th of October at 11:30 a.m. Right here for this show. We'll be live there and their location. So if you have questions, bring them. Apparently, if you're there, GP Transco said okay. So if you're up there, come on in and say hi. If you're one of the people that works there. Dot Transportation. Oh, I'll be there on the 4th. That's a week from today. So that means the live show will go live on the road. Probably Jacksonville, Illinois at the Loves. If you're there, say hello. That's what I'm looking at. So at this time, probably an abbreviated show. We'll do a walk around, maybe something like that. And then live at 6 p.m. for Dot Transportation. Cash is King Trucking. How about going check him out every 10 minutes? Please. He's got a merch tent open too. Go see what's going on over there. And Fleet Nav Systems was here today, which I appreciate very much. Also sponsored by the Addams Family Cereal. All right. Do you remember this on the shelves? This is not from now. This is from some time ago. So check that out on your local shelf at your local flea market. So absolutely. And that's where I am there. Let's see. Oh, let me get this here, but I have to head out to work as always at this same time and the same bat channel. When you go to GP Transco, get socks. I'm not wearing any socks, so I'll be sure to get those, right, in my boat shoes. Could someone ask Mark where he works? Because that's the funniest part of the podcast. Look, I always look at the clock too, which I don't understand. I don't. I just keep them out of the videos. I just don't say where I work because it just keeps them out of your hair. Too many people get fired. People write to me, Mark, I'm fired or whatever. So I don't see where I work. I also don't recruit for them. I don't mind people that recruit for their company, but I don't do it. So that keeps them out of everything. It's better that way. My drivers will quit instantly if they had to pull a prime trailer. Yeah, how embarrassing would that be? Oh, we're pulling prime trailers? Did you ever talk to prime driver who wanted to come on your show to defend prime, Mark? No. No, when people say that, and I'm like, oh, yeah, let's talk. And they're gone. They're gone. Is a Freightliner Classic XL a good truck? If it doesn't have any payments, or you make a good rate, because you're not going to get any fuel mileage in it. Certainly. For me, it's Cascadia all the way if I'm buying the fuel because of the fuel mileage. I mean, I'm trying to keep that cost low. Or something that's fuel efficient. Cash is King Trucking, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Bob Seeger. How about Mark and the Roller Wieners? Oh, could I do better than Seeger? One of my favorites. John has tinnitus. I'm sorry about that. That's how the wife has some of that too. I will tell you, you know what helped her? Getting a set of hearing aids. And not a kind like you buy on TV or like $200 hearing aids, but go to a hearing specialist and have hearing aids made for you. They actually plug them in. These tiny things, they plug them into the computer, do a whole hearing study, and they can update them through USB and stuff like that. Seriously, check into that. It helped her immensely getting a set of hearing aids like that. The batteries last about 5 days or so when you change them out. Real easy to change. Yeah. Seeing a specialist does not cost any more than it does with a regular insurance. I got my annual eye exam for $50. Oh, eye is different, right? That's cheap. I'm talking about a specialist like a pulmonologist or some surgeon, some specialty surgeon, not an eye doctor. You know, where your doctor says, oh, I need you to go see a specialist who specializes in this certain thing here. That does cost a lot of money. I see the bills all the time. How much would it cost to repaint a semi-truck? You know what I would do anymore if it didn't have any rust on it is wrap it. I would. I'd go get a wrap because you can get anything you want. It'd probably be the same money. Otherwise, look into Earl Scheib. Check out Earl Scheib. My telehealth calls with an endocrinologist I think are free because the scamdemic. I think all the calls are covered by Bozo Care. Yeah, we have telehealth too, right? I can call somebody up. That's not the same as seeing a specialist. My pronoun is driver. Those t-shirts are now in the tent. That didn't take long, didn't it? That Addams Family Cereal is from my childhood. I do remember it. You're the only one. I did not remember they had that cereal. Probably because I was a Monsters fan. My endocrinologist isn't covered. It's also 20 to 50. 50. And primary is cheaper. Right. I'll spend as much money renewing my physical than everything else. Oh, ironically, that I get free. A Roller Wiener Mark features the GP Transco singers. Look out for a Christmas. You know, I should do a Christmas CD. I did look into a calendar. Thank you for today, George Wilson. Mark, well, thank you for being here. I can't do the show unless everybody comes, so I do appreciate it. I hope the next couple of weeks go well for everybody and you get some questions answered at companies. You know, if your company wants a live show at their location, have them write to me. And I'll be happy to do that for good companies. So I'd love to do it at CR England. I think that would be a hoot. I'm suggesting you never pay, but rather do the Dave Ramsey thing. They're just going to have to wait their turn until they're the lowest debt. Well, at this rate, though, if I was adding $16,000 a year to it, which would be the deductible, and paying $10 a week, it would never be the lowest debt. I mean, it would easily be the biggest debt all the time until it was your only debt. Bob Seeger's the man. Yeah, oh, absolutely. We've got tonight. I mean, come on. Tears every time. Tears. Who has cash anyway? I don't have hearing loss. Hearing aids will not help me. I'm just telling you, the hearing aids helped her tinnitus because of the way. I don't understand why, because I'm not an ear doctor, but because of the way they program them and stuff, she put them in. She's like, it's gone, just like that at the office. Amazing. And she gets to go back every 3 months, and they adjust the computer programs of them and stuff. It worked. It's just a thought. I'm just suggesting it that it worked for her, but they are not like the $200 kind you get at the store. These are expensive hearing aids that through insurance get paid for. So they were around $3,500 is what their cost would have been. Medical costs are so absurd. Cost the number of people that would never pay anything on the deductible, like if I was paying $10. Believe me, they don't get the shaft. I think if no one had health insurance, house costs would go down. Absolutely. Oh, sure. What if there were no loans? How much do you think a house would cost? Yeah, I totally agree. If there was no insurance, health costs would be virtually nothing because nobody could afford it. So house would be cheaper, right? Everything would be cheaper if no one had the money to go buy it. I totally agree. Oh, steering wheel would be a ride. Oh yeah, I mean I'll go anywhere, but they're going to answer questions, and I think being live there, oh my gosh, I'm like, let's take the cameras into the dorms, and they're like, don't go in there. I'm like, where are all the end users? Oh my gosh, it would be so funny. I'm drinking coffee. Get his coffee. They slapped the coffee out of my hand. What are you doing with that caffeine? Get him out of here. It's on the carpets. Oh my gosh, that would be too much funny. That'd be too good, really. But I have to head out to work, so I want to thank Cash King Trucking for being here today. You can get featured on the Christmas album. Be featured Cash King Trucking. Absolutely. We'll do a collab. That's what everybody's doing today, right? Feat and collab. Absolutely. John Zay Black was here today. Thank you very much. Roger Penske, I appreciate you being here today. George Wilson was here. Oh, the Hool. Thank you for the observations from over there. Really, I really love finding out about stuff over there. Let's see here. The Fondraiser was here. I love it. Thank you for being here. Stan Dodge, thank you for coming in today. Mark Ely was here. Let's see. George H.W. Bush was here today first, and Hanson Pucci was close the other day too. I appreciate it. John Emmel, thank you very much. John M was here today, and GP Transco, as we say, was here today. Pigpen, I appreciate it. Let's see here. Oh, Al Johns, thank you for being here. Mario, what's going on? Brian Walker, thank you for being here today. Maybe you're still considering Prime. Think about it. Just give it a few minutes. Paladin, thank you for being in today. Let's see. I'm going to head out to my place before they start griping at me. Captain Flatbed was here today. Remember, next week live from Dot Transportation. Should be a blast. Be fun to see. Remember, everybody's got to eat. Everybody's got to eat. Michael Ray was here today. So let's see. I'm going down to this. Oh, right. So thank you for being here. I'm going to head on out to work, and will be more videos and stuff this week. I have sent questions to several more places. We'll see if CRST does anything. Variant, right, a number of other places. So otherwise,